Hey, quick disclaimer for this week on Meet Your Makers podcast. We're going to be talking about mental health, things that me and Holden have struggled with. It's going to get pretty real because that's how it should be. We've struggled with a lot. We know a lot of people struggle with things. We're just hoping to bring more light to the subject. But we just wanted to give that quick warning to you guys as we dive into this episode. It's not just going to be me making fun of Holden. I'll actually be very understanding this episode. So hope you enjoy. There's that one moment when fucking Zach's like, I'm over here dying. And then Cooter's fucking, you can literally hear Cooter's laugh in the background. He's like, Cooter, you like that shit? And then me and Zach were just gigging up on Holden. And I was like, oh shit. And then you're like, I'm just going to go kill myself. And then knowing what we're talking about today, I was like, fuck, that's a red flag. God damn it. Like, this is going to age so poorly, 2 weeks.
Oh, shit.
He's like, what is it? Because you're like, I'll just go fucking kill myself. And we're like, fucking live stream it or it didn't happen, dog. We'll set up a Twitch real quick.
Oh, my God. I didn't even think of that.
I was like, fuck it. Just boys being dudes.
Oh, shit. Let's crack open a fucking beer.
All right.
Well, today, we're in desperate need of sponsorship, folks.
Someone dropped the ball.
Yeah, I'm fucking down to Rolling Rock. Fucking Trey's over here. He got the last Coors Banquet. I saved it for him.
He's a real sweetheart.
I went out and, blew the last of our budget on fucking Rolling Rock, baby. Only the OGs know about Rolling Rock.
I don't know shit about it.
Oh, the OGs out there will know. So I can't pop a top on this, and it is so white trash, it's a twist top. So
hell yeah, we'll just fucking twist it into the mic. All right, on three. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you got there. Oh, look at that smoke.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah, Cooter. Go ahead and get us in here. God damn it, this banquet's gonna fix me. Hey, cheers, buddy.
Cheers, bud. I'm already gonna have to piss in 5 minutes.
You mean we're gonna take a sponsor break in 5 minutes?
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh. Yeah, Cooter said we need a banjo remix, and I agree.
I agree. If you know how to play the fucking banjo out there and you like that song, fucking give us a banjo remix.
Hell yeah, dude. I actually played the banjo for a minute.
Did you? That looks like one of the fucking hardest things to play.
Dude, it's actually really easy. You can get a 4 or 5 string.
I see they got the pick things on their fingers.
You can just use your fingers.
Yeah.
But I got it when I was like 17 because I just really wanted to learn how to play dueling banjos.
Of course. It's the first thing everybody wants to learn.
It's the only thing I ever learned. And I would just look at people like, you got a purty mouth. And then I'd play it.
Let me show you something purty to put in it.
Squeal like a pig. God damn it. So, that note.
Cooter's back here dying, folks. He's fucking dead.
Cooter's got the mustache for it. One of them mountain men.
Cooter looks like he's about ready for a fucking 3-month backpacking trip to the fucking K2, dude.
Cooter is currently fucking managing a mine.
Yeah. On fucking Minesweeper 3.0. What the fuck is that game called?
Out of ore.
Out of ore.
It's like Farm Simulator, but for mining. So if you want to help Cooter here, fucking mine some ore, we'll put a link down there with his friend code. This man is in desperate need of some help. He's trying to get that lithium.
He's going to get blown up, dude.
Dude, he's going to have a full working mine.
Oh, shit. Hell yeah. You might get some working folks out there, dude.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
We want some of those finder's fees.
Hell yeah.
Find a way to make real money off of this.
I hear they're going to be... Did you see they pushed the date back for Grand Theft Auto 6? A whole another year. I thought it was supposed to release this year. And then somebody said it's released in May of next year.
I thought I pushed it back even more. I thought it was like June.
Or it might be June, yeah. I don't know. June of 2026.
We're going to get World War III before we get GTA 6.
But I've seen something where it's like you're going to... Excuse me, that'll be great on the recording. No, Aftershock. No, I've seen people talking about like you're going to be able to like work jobs and fucking make money and like do all kinds of fucking shit in this damn game now. So I don't know how people are going to be making actual dinero.
Imagine the game's just ass.
Oh my God, it's probably. I'm going to be so curious to see how it's going to do on launch because it's literally going to be the biggest fucking game in the world.
100%.
And you know everybody and their brother and their sister and their sister's cousin and their aunt and their uncle and their grandpappy and their grandmammy are all going to be playing Grand Theft Auto 6, and it's just going to fucking overload this. They're not even they probably pushed it out a year just to build the fucking server farms out even more.
By the time it comes out, I'm going to be a grandpappy.
Yeah, probably.
All right, so today, I know we had a little disclaimer at the very beginning of the episode, but this is something that me and Holden are both very passionate about, and he really wanted to make sure we dived into, which is going to be kind of a mental health episode, which might be like kind of a regular thing on here, talking to people and stuff. It's something we both strongly want to advocate for and talk about and let you guys know that you're not alone, that everyone struggles with things, and it's okay, right? It's a part of life.
Yep, we all go through our trials and tribulations through life, so, and it helps to talk to it to an extent. You know, there is such a thing as talking about, you know, the bad things and bad thoughts and shit like that too much to where it'll start reinforcing it more and more. So, you know, therapy for one, like, it has its good things and stuff like that, and I'm looking to start it myself. But it's you know, like it's like one of those things you're gonna sit there and talk about everything that's making you feel like shit constantly over and over and over and over again, and it's like that. I feel like that kind of might contribute to it. So, but that's just my own personal opinion. But I am pursuing something like that myself, so I'm gonna give it a try.
I think as long as you don't make it your personality, or you just like don't open up every conversation with it, you know what I mean? Like, I think it is healthy to talk about and get it out there, whether, you know, it's someone that you're close to or just a random person online, which we'll talk about later. I think it's good. You know, like you wanna get it out there, and I think we've even talked about it. And you know, I tell you, it's dumb that you feel guilty opening up because everyone's got their own things going on. But I'm very much in the camp of like comparison. What comparison's the theft of joy, and that even comes to like talking about your struggles. So because so many people don't want to open up because they're like, well, people have it worse than me. I'm like, yeah, but everyone's struggles are uniquely theirs.
That's one of my main things too.
Like they're uniquely yours, and you can't compare your struggles to somebody else. We've all been through different things. We experience them differently. Our minds are different. Just fucking talk about it. You know, and that's what we're doing today.
Yep, that's what we're doing today. Also, when you go seek the help of a mental health professional, I have unfortunately learned the hard way over these past few months. Look into who is going to be providing your care, especially mental health, because I kind of got linked up with a doctor. So I basically went through our health insurance app and tried to find a mental health, behavioral health guy or somebody, guy or girl, whatever, covered within our network, just covered. So that way I could get seen. And 4 people popped up within the area, and 2 of the 4 had reviews. And then of those 2, one of them had 3 reviews, the other one had 1, and then the 3 reviews were all 5 stars. So I'm like, okay, well, it's the most reviewed and the highest reviewed of all 4, so go with the highest average and hope for the best. So basically how that went was, so bit of background, I have suffered from clinical depression for a long time, was probably undiagnosed during childhood, and didn't get diagnosed until I was in the military, like late towards the end of my time in. And so I had clinical depression. I also had ADHD really bad, as you'll probably see throughout the episode, because I lose my train of thought quite a few times. And severe anxiety. So all 3, the 3 amigos. So
it's a deadly cocktail right there.
Yeah. And visited this doctor, basically told him I had these things, but that I wanted to get seen and, you know, get a doctor's opinion, see what actually was going on, see if I actually do have those things. And the basis of the first appointment basically went like, so you say you have ADHD? I'm like, yeah. So you have trouble concentrating? Yeah. Okay. So you say you also have depression? Yeah. Okay. So like, how often do you feel like this depression feeling? Like, how often are you sad? I'm like, pretty often. And he's like, okay, well, based off of my medical diagnosis, I do agree that you do have ADHD and depression. So, what medications would you like to start off with?
That's crazy.
Yep. Like 20 minutes in, like not even. And yeah, there were some other questions for sure, but it wasn't in any line of like the form of like an assessment to see where I was at, to like a baseline or whatever. So it was just basically like, yeah, here's Adderall and here's antidepressants. Here you go. Let's see how it works. And
that's crazy.
Didn't work good. So, yeah. And then I looked into said doctor and come to find out he was one of the worst reviewed doctors in the state.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Another website that allowed reviews of doctors. So I had this idea, like, I wish there was like a Yelp for doctors. Well, there was. I wasn't the first person to have the idea. It's not an original idea. There's multiple different websites out there, but the one that I used was ZocDoc.
I heard of it.
And I looked him up on there. Homie had 1.9 stars out of 5 with 75 plus reviews. Yeah. Dating back to like 2013 of just my story, just repeated over and over again. Didn't give a shit, wanted to shove pills in my face. And it was basically on the ZocDoc thing, like I fucking plugged in all my insurance info, and then it found me a doctor in the network, and one of the highest reviewed, hundreds of fucking reviews, and I've been working with her for a couple weeks now, and it's looking pretty promising so far. Yeah. So I kind of had to wean off the meds that I was on. Just because of the nature of them, and that's been
it's rough, an experience from what I've heard,
to say the least. Yeah. And looking into other means of mental health treatment, so I might dive into that a little bit more.
Whatever you need to do.
But yeah,
I think it's important to test drive therapists and doctors and stuff like that, and I think in my humble opinion, it might be, for some people it's better not to see a psychiatrist but a psychologist, right? Someone who can't prescribe those meds. You're going to look more for like like talking to you and working through these problems versus just be like, oh, you're sad, here's some antidepressants, you know what I mean? Which everyone's different. I mean, I've never been diagnosed with depression, but I know what it is. You know what I mean? I don't need a doctor to tell me, which I've also been suffering from a young age. And it, for me, I don't know about you, but it comes in waves. There's highs and lows, and the lows are fucking low, and the highs are pretty good. And there's times where I get really good, and the lows are very far apart. And there's times where it's just like fucking low, and I'm like, well, this sucks. And it's like, oh, hey, guess what? You're gonna go even lower.
It goes lower. Yeah. The pit gets deeper and darker.
Fucking goddamn Kudo over here digging a mine for me. You know what I mean?
Digging the mine of depression.
Yeah, dude, I'm super glad to hear that you're talking to some people and stuff like that, because I definitely think that's one of the most important things, dude. I just think talking and conversation and just getting these feelings out there in the open that you're not holding on to is super important.
Yeah, dude, it was getting pretty rough for a while. I'm already getting choked up a little bit.
It's all good, dude.
But yeah, I got to a really dark place, and yeah, I'm trying to get out of it now.
Yeah. So, and I'm here for you. I hope you know that.
Yeah, and I appreciate it, dude. There's a lot of people in my corner. And I'm really grateful for that. So,
like I said, like it's like the whole military thing we're pushing right now, because like the whole like VA, not just veterans in general.
Yeah,
VA is a whole different story I'm not gonna get into, but like the veterans we're getting really rallied behind mental health and pushing for it and stuff like that, especially like PTSD, depression, and like just the struggling silence thing kills me, because that's mostly what happens, right? Is these dudes are just feeling all of these feelings, and they don't want to talk to anybody about it, because whether it like makes them look weak or putting a burden on somebody else, which I relate with that heavy. I didn't talk about my depression with my family for the longest time because I didn't want to be a burden, right? I thought I had to be this rock, and you know, I got to put this face on because I got kids and they can't see me sad. They can't
be the pillar of strength.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I was at my lowest before I started talking about it. You know what I mean? Like I've had some lows since then, but like I was in some really bad spots multiple times. And it's because I wasn't talking about it. You know what I mean? Like we'll talk about transition from military shortly, but dude, when I was transitioning out of the military and going to college and stuff, and COVID happened, I was stuck at home. I was drinking heavily.
Yeah.
I don't drink that much anymore, like some Coors Banquets and stuff. But like I was drinking heavily, and I was just feeling like I was drinking to feel things, which I never wanted to do. You know what I mean? But I had both my kids at home, and I looked at them, and I felt nothing, and then I grabbed the bottle, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I have a problem."
Yeah.
And that was like my moment. I was like, "Oh shit, I need help." You know what I mean? And ever since then, I've been better. I still go through my lows, still have those moments. But just for anybody out there, like just talking about it just helps so much. You know, to know that you're not struggling in this alone, that you have people that you can lean on.
It definitely helps to talk about it. Like trust me, everyone. I wanted to say dude because that's just who I am. I say dude to everybody. I call everybody dude, but
it's a unisex term. Let's be honest.
Like, take it from me, like, as somebody who has sat in like a literal like dark hole like corner of a room in depression for months on end, like it helps to talk to somebody. Like, it sitting alone in your own fucking sadness and your own depression and your own self-pity, you want to, like, it feels good to listen to the super shitty sounding, like, sad fucking grunge music from the late 90s, like
it's
fucking
not a phase, Mom.
like Black from Pearl Jam or Nutshell from fucking Alice in Chains. Like, it's like, I get it. Or Hurt from Johnny Cash, or Nine Inch Nails. Like, I get it, bro. Like, those are my fucking go-to sad boy songs. But like, you know, it's okay to listen to that shit for a little bit and, like, you know, go through your feelings. But like, if you're fucking still constantly in those feelings, like I was, like, you need to start fucking talking to somebody. Like really, like, and even if you don't have like friends, like, and I get it, dude, there's people out there that have a lot fucking shittier situation than we do, that have no friends, or friends that are distant, no family, or family that's distant, and you feel like you got nobody to talk to. Fucking reach out to us. Reach out to fucking any of the people on Instagram. Fucking just say something to somebody. Say something to fucking hundreds of people. Yeah. Like, who gives a shit? Like, somebody is gonna come back and they're gonna start fucking fighting in your corner. You gotta fucking say something. That's the biggest thing.
That's what, like, for me, one of the biggest blessings of my Instagram, dude, is just people reaching out and just, like, fucking laying out what they're going through. Because, like, for the longest time, now they know my face, but before, I was just a faceless Instagram page. You know what I mean? And I would do my homie check-ins on my stories. I'm like, hey, how you guys doing? And a lot of people thought it would be anonymous, and they sent some real shit of what they were going through. And then I'd hit them with the DM back. They're like, I didn't know you were going to know it was me. I'm like, it's cool, dude. Like, I'm here. I'm more than willing to hear you out and talk things through and talk to you about it because I care. And that's what I've done. And then, like, it's even cooler when you get, like, follow-up messages like, hey, man, I'm doing so fucking good now. I got a new job. I got a new girl. Like, life is looking good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, you know, those people I always try to follow back up with, like, hey, fucking homie check-in, dude.
Yeah.
How's your mental doing? I mean, I ask you that all the time. Like, how's the mental?
Yeah.
That's how I phrase it.
And I'll be honest, like, sometimes I'm not entirely honest. Like, and, you know, if
it's hard to be honest with the people you're close to.
If you're feeling like in that kind of state of mind, it is hard to want to tell somebody, like, your state of mind that you're going through, even if you don't even have, like, crazy shit or bad shit going on in your life. Like, you could still be feeling like crap, but, like, you don't want to tell somebody, like, your feelings in that state of mind, because, at least for me, I started immediately going to, like, well, you know, they got all this other stuff going on, they're trying to get ready for this, or, you know, they're planning this, or, you know, whatever. And then it's like, you know what, like, I can deal with this shit by myself. Like, and that's basically how I was doing it for the longest time. Like, I was just like, you know what, I don't need to put this shit on anybody. And there was a couple of times where, and I've gotten this too, and it's shitty, but I mean, everybody has their own reasons and has their own feelings and their own way of how they deal with certain emotions and situations and stuff. But there will be times where, you know, you can open up about how you're feeling a little bit to like somebody, just to kind of feel and
test
see,
the waters.
Like, yeah, and
dip a toe in.
You can usually gauge pretty quick like the people who are like, I can't be around somebody who's fucking sad and depressed because either I'm trying to deal with my own shit right now and it's gonna help feed into my own depression and sadness, or like I don't want to be around it because then I'm gonna start getting depressed because I just got out of my own funk and I'm starting to feel better. Like I don't need this kind of, like this the saying goes, I don't need this kind of negativity around me right now.
Yeah.
So, which I get 100%. I totally understand. And
I don't, dude.
Like,
I don't get that shit. Like someone comes to me like, I'm struggling, I'm having bad luck. That's a fucking you problem. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, like, well,
I get some people deal with things different ways.
I don't mean it like that.
No, I know, but that's in my mind. That's what it jumps to.
It's I guess like, I say I get it as in like, because I guess that's how I feel. Like, or because like it, and again, that's like also kind of like a trauma response is like over reading into people's reactions to like what you tell them, which I'm very hypersensitive about, and I'm trying to work on. Like I basically, if I have fucking met you, I've tried to read you. So like I've tried to read you of like, hey, is me and this person legit? Like, what is this person's intentions? Are you genuinely a friend, or do you want something from me? Or like, do you actually give a fuck about what I'm telling you, or are you just waiting for your turn to talk?
What's your read on me, dog?
Dude, you're a genuine homie.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, bro. Love you, young.
Love you too.
So
I don't know if we have a can't wait. I'm gonna hold hands. I'm gonna cut back and forth so they can see we're actually holding hands. Hell yeah.
Yes.
I feel the same way about you. You know what I mean? And like, I get that to an extent of being like, well, I don't want to be around this negativity because I've met people that like that. But like, dude, if we're boys, we're homies. I'll fucking, it's like what, Sisyphus in the boulder? He's just pulling with that boulder for eternity. You best believe I'm pulling up and fucking pushing that boulder with you, 100%. You know what I mean? I don't care. I got my own boulder. That bitch can keep rolling downhill. We're getting your boulder up first.
Well, when you get like two people who are like severely depressed and you put them together with each other.
Welcome to the Meet Your Makers podcast.
Yeah. Fucking, it's when you get three guys severely depressed and get them to fucking run a podcast.
Are you in your sad boy era? No, Cooter's good. We're fine.
Cooter's been fucking emotionally numb for years now.
Yeah, I've never seen you feel any emotion except when you're talking about your mining game. I've never seen you light up so much.
Like a fucking autistic kid talking about clouds.
When Minecraft kids grow up, dude, for real. He's a fucking Cubulus, dog.
Oh my god.
That means it's going to rain. I don't know if is that what it means, Cooter?
But no, like you know,
we digress.
If you get two people who are like depressed and you put them together, like they're immediately going to start the comparison game, but within their own selves, within their own selves. Fucking stupid.
Yeah.
But they're going to be like, oh, dude, he's fucking depressed about his shit, and like I'm over here being depressed about my shit, and it's like, what the fuck am I depressed for?
And they can feed off each other for sure.
And then you start getting even more depressed because you're like, why the fuck am I even over here feeling depressed? And it's like, fuck, bro. But or it could be like vice versa. You could be like, oh, that guy's depressed about that shit, but like, dude, I'm fucking dealing with a metric fuck ton over here.
Yeah.
And so it can go both ways, but yeah.
I guess I can see that, for sure. It's like two negative people getting together. It's gonna sound like it just depends if they want help out of it. I guess you know what I mean. Yeah. Like you gotta want it. And I know Zach was saying that on the last podcast. It's like sometimes you gotta sit down in a dark room with your demons and just be like, I fucking want this shit. I want to get out of this. You know. And I've been there. I've been like fucking sitting there like, fuck this shit. You know, like me and my buddy Jeff. He's no longer around. He fucking got cancer from the drinking water on our military installation. Fucking sick. He was one of my best friends. We lived together for over a year between trainings, deployments, and then when I got back. But we lived together, and we were in the most depressed states of our lives. On deployment, his wife sent him back a ring. Started fucking a tattoo artist in their hometown.
Dear John.
Yup. And then I was away from my kid for a year, and that's the depressed I've ever been. Like I was with this kid for a week after he was born, and then I left, and I didn't see him until he was almost a year old. it was the most depressing moments of our lives together, especially once we got back out of the country. We had free access to alcohol. You know what I mean? We were just fucking drinking all the time and stuff. But I do remember on deployment, man, we talk and we like, this fucking sucks. And we just always used to have the phrase, hey, you ever fucking tried to be better? You know what I mean? It's something so simple. And it was just like kind of like a joke. It's like, we'd use it for everything. It's like, hey, I'm going to max on bench. And like, they're trying to, like, he's struggling to get it up. I'm like, you ever fucking thought about being better? It's like, it's like, yeah, I fucking miss my family. It's like, you ever fucking thought about being better? And it's like, honestly, like, to me, it's been a motto. It's like, if I'm fucking sad, I'm like, you ever fucking thought about being better? I'm like, you're fucking right, dude.
It's like, bro, the whole time I'm sad, that's all I'm thinking about is wanting to fucking be better.
But in my mind, it's just him. He's just looking at me, and it's a very judgmental face. Yeah. Like, I can't understand. You ever fucking thought about being better? I'm like, oh, fuck, dude, you're right. But he used to do that. Like, I miss my wife and kids so bad right now. He's like, fuck, dude, you ever thought about being better, pussy? I'm like, shit, you're right. And it's something so dumb, but it's something I fucking held on to, and it's something like we were both in really bad spots, and we fucking dragged each other through it. You know what I mean? Like, we fucking, like, I'm not leaving you behind. You're not leaving me behind. We're going to fucking push through this suck together. Yeah.
Fuck, man. That's rough.
Yeah.
I mean, being away from your kids is never easy. Like,
I know
I'm going through it now. Yeah, so those of you that don't know, I do have 2 children. I love them with everything in my body, every fiber of my being, and they live far away. It's from a previous marriage, and didn't work out. I'm not going to go into the details of that, but basically that was what that ending and the way that ended is basically what kind of set everything off. And that's not putting any blame on anybody before anybody goes jumping the gun like, oh, you're putting the blame on her, she's putting the blame, whatever. I'm not putting the blame on nobody.
Just the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah. And I mean, I started fucking drinking heavily. I mean, bottle a night, of Jameson a night. So, slamming one of those back every night, crying in my room. I was couch surfing at the time. And, and then, we ended up deciding we weren't going to be together anymore. And then, just kind of spiraled out of control as far as my mental health and shit like that. And then couch surfed for a little bit, and then eventually found the gym. Before that, I'd tried going to like mental health, like talked to the battalion psych, and went on Zoloft and became a fucking emotionless zombie and
cooter.
And then it got to the point where he was like, the psych. I'm like, dude, this fucking Zoloft shit ain't working, bro. Like, I'd rather feel something than feel fucking nothing.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, well, you can't stop taking it. And I'm like, okay. So I just stopped taking it cold turkey, of course.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
And the reason they say not to do that, and please don't do that, I'm not a medical professional, so don't take my advice or what I'm saying as medical advice, because I am not a medical professional. But I stopped taking it cold turkey, and the reason they say not to do that is because you could cancel your subscription to life. I don't know if we can say the big S word or whatever due to guidelines and everything.
Be unalived.
Yeah.
I think unalived
you could want to potentially unalive yourself. And I stopped taking it cold turkey, and I had the opposite effect. I immediately started feeling profusely happy.
Just enjoyed feeling feelings again.
And every single time I've told that to a doctor, they always have the same thing. That's interesting.
That's interesting.
It's like I'm a fucking case study or something. It's like I'm the only one that's ever gotten happy off of coming off of antidepressants.
No, I know some dudes, same military, went to mental health and stuff like that, got Zoloft, took it for a bit, said, I don't fucking like this.
Yeah.
Got off of it, and they're like, I appreciate life more now.
Yeah, but then the happiness died off, and then I had to go back to the psych, and then he's like, okay, well, you're going to carry around this notebook, and every time you start feeling fucking depressed, you're going to write down what you were thinking about before you got depressed, what you're thinking about while you're depressed, and then, to the best of your knowledge, what you were thinking about right before or as you were coming out of the depression. or the sad thoughts. And I'm like, okay.
Like it lasts a couple minutes?
Dude, I did it for probably 3 hours. And then I was like, dude, and I probably wrote like, I didn't even write in it, I don't think. And I was like, dude, I'm not fucking doing this shit. No. I was like, if I fucking leave this on a desk or something somewhere and somebody finds this shit, done.
Yeah.
Ass is grass. It's like, yeah, there's my diary. So.
Yeah. Which I think that's a weird thing to do too. Cause like, I don't know about for you, but for when I hit depression, I don't.
Did we talk about that? Did we talk about that already on a previous episode?
Yeah, the Notebook.
Okay, yeah.
I wasn't gonna make the same jokes about how I would find it and make fun of you.
Yeah, like the diary thing. Okay, yeah. I was like, fuck, did I come up with it? Yep, there's that ADHD shit coming
it's all good.
Again. Yeah.
But like when I get depressed, like sometimes I don't know what triggers it half the time. You know what I mean? I just, for periods of time, I just kind of feel numb. You know what I mean?
I will tell you, mine is memories.
Memories, okay.
Past, I guess, or past traumas, I guess, if that's what you want to constitute them as.
Yeah.
And just general feelings of lack of self-worth and like just feeling like a piece of shit. Like when you're like in a full state of like deep depression, you will find every single thing that you've ever done wrong in your life, or that you have ever fucked up, or that you've ever said wrong to somebody, and you will fucking focus on it and just drive yourself deeper into fucking depression. At least that's what I do.
Mine's a little bit different. I don't have like a specific thing that triggers it. Like I have a bunch of sad memories and I think about it, I'm like, oh, fuck that shit. That's just me. But like when I get like, it's low self-worth, right? Yeah. That's what it comes down to for me. Is like, I feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel like a bad dad. I feel like a bad husband. I feel like a bad, I feel fucking like a bad artist. I feel like a bad business owner. Like everything is just so fucking low. And like what's most dangerous for me is when I get in those states, the only thing I could ever like come back to, like what I'm fucking good at and what I did right, is the military.
Yeah.
You know how fucking dangerous that is? Because I'm just like, I can go back being active. I could go deploy. Right? It's just like that. I guess looking at it in general now and in the past, it's just like me trying to run away from all of my problems. Yeah. Like, oh, there's a solution. I could just fucking go to the Middle East. You know what I mean?
And vice versa. That's where I can look back and feel really disappointed on myself because I never got to do those things.
Yeah.
So, and the way that my service ended.
Yeah.
So, and that's a major contributing factor. Like we talked about it, I think, in my episode or whatever episode it was. But like, so basically after the whole divorce thing and going to see mental health and stuff like that, I found the gym, as some people do, and I was pissed off. Yeah. It was full of fucking rage. I went from sadness to fucking, okay, everybody's told me basically my whole life that you're tall, you could be a fucking monster if you wanted to. And I'm like, okay, let's become a fucking monster.
I'm gonna be the monster.
I was like, let's become the fucking monster. I was like, I'm done being fucking nice. I don't give a shit anymore. And part of and I was depressed for a lot of my military career, and in turn, and it's not an excuse, I was a shitbag for most of my career. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll own up to it. I did get up to sergeant for sure, and I do feel like I earned the rank because I did the fucking work, but yeah, I had shitbag tendencies. I had fucking skater tendencies. I'll fucking own up to it. Like, talk to anybody I've fucking served with. Like, they'll probably tell you, like, yeah, there was a couple points where he was a complete fucking shitbag. Or, yeah, he was a fucking shitbag.
Yeah.
So, like, and it's not, and like I said, it's no excuse, but I was going through some fucking shit.
Yeah.
And there's the shit from my fucking childhood. I'm not going to talk about this on this one, but like, that contributed a lot to that. But yeah, I found the gym and I was like, okay, let's become the fucking monster. And then I started feeling depressed again. And then somebody was like, well, you might be depressed because your testosterone might be fucking tanked.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what, that kind of makes sense because of some other things going on. And I was like, okay, well, let's, start giving it a go. And gave it a go and was starting to feel a lot better. Started getting a little bit bigger. Started trying some other things like some tren.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things that just started snowballing. Like as soon as I started test, I didn't even really, I say that, but I didn't even really try anything crazy. I think I just did a lot of fucking supplements. I ate a lot of protein and creatine. Did a lot of test and trend, and I went from 236 pounds to 297 pounds jacked.
God damn.
In about 4 months.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. So
what's that meme is like, how do we get rid of the sadness? We put it in our muscles. Yep. How do we get rid of more sadness? Get bigger muscles.
Yep, get bigger muscles. Yep. And that's basically what it was. I was eating 5 to 6 times a day. God Each damn. Meal was a chicken breast. And I had either Brussels sprouts or green beans. And then I had brown rice. And that was it. 6 times a day. God damn. Every fucking day. I wouldn't work out in the morning. Because when we were with Raider Support Battalion, we kind of got some of the bougie benefits that the guys over at Raider Battalion would get as far as like long lunches and shit like that. So I think we had like an hour and a half, 2 hour lunch at the time. So I'd go to the fucking gym and put in work for 2 fucking hours, like the whole lunch.
God damn.
And then I'd come back, and it was so lax. Like I could come back and be in my gym clothes and like still walk around the shop, check on shit, and like be in civvies, and it was totally fine. Like you can't do that in regular fucking Fleet Marine Corps. Gunny will come running out of his fucking office screaming
having
at
a fucking
you.
Aneurysm.
Fucking mock Jesus in under 2 seconds flat, dude. But yeah, it was just super lax environment. And then I would work out, during lunch, and then finish out the work day. And then as soon as I would get home, fucking shoot up the test, shoot up the trend, fucking eat a fucking whole meal, down a fucking shaker, go to the gym, work out for another 2.5 hours.
Jesus.
So I was working out probably 4.5, 5 hours a day, 2-a-days, every single day for 4 months.
Fuck.
And just fucking blasted, dude. Like, in the people I would work out with, like, I would zone the fuck out. Like sometimes, like, and I would want to talk a lot of the other times, bullshit and goof around and stuff. Cause I was feeling better. I was feeling happier, dude. I was hanging out with like-minded dudes that we were all working out and fucking just getting jacked and feeling good about ourselves. It was fun. It was refreshing to finally feel good about myself for a change. Yeah. And then, old fucking daddy, what are they called?
Was it like NCIS?
I was gonna say NSA, but yeah, NCIS.
NCIS.
I was gonna say NSA. Fucking
NSA got me, boys.
Yeah, no, then NCIS came rolling up because of some other
fucking guy,
fucking happenstance, and another guy, and then it led to another guy, and then it led to a phone, and then it led to me, and then now the rest is fucking history. So, yeah, and then they were like, "Yeah, dude." OTH, get the fuck out. Yeah. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, I haven't had any negative paperwork, no NJPs, no nothing. I mean, I maybe had a couple negative counselings for being late to a formation in Japan or something, hungover as fuck. But, like, I never had anything. Was, like, never demoted, nothing like that of the sort. And they were just like, yeah, fucking
gone.
Be gone.
It's a fucking common story, unfortunately. Yeah. Now it's not, because fucking recruiting numbers are in the toilet.
Yeah. Hey, Marine Corps.
Call up your boy.
Fuck you. Don't call me. You fucking asshole.
Draft his ass.
You know what? Fucking call me if you got $120,000 sign-on bonus and you're putting me as a fucking E7. I'll sign the paperwork tomorrow. But unless that's the fucking case, get the fuck out of my face. Stay out of my text messages. Stay out of my emails.
Imagine your phone rings tomorrow.
Yeah. No.
Hey, we saw your message.
Now, honestly, if they were like, yeah, come back tomorrow as a private first class and we'll let you have a fucking honorable again, I'd be like, done.
Let me do my couple years and get my disability, fuckers.
Yeah, but no, that I joke around, but it's one of the things that fucking eats away at my soul every day.
Yeah,
because like it's just it pisses me off. Like, because
you got done dirty. I knew so many Marines who were fucking on it. I know Marines now and Air Force guys now and Army guys that are still on it.
The biggest thing is at the end of the ad set board, they dropped the fucking charges, or what? It wasn't even a charge. That's the thing. It's like, I don't even have a criminal. It's not even. I have no criminal record, but like I have an other than honorable for doing testosterone and tren.
Yeah.
For one enlistment, I do have an honorable for my first enlistment, which allows me to get my GI Bill and all that other stuff. Yeah. But I'm fighting right now to get my benefits for my second enlistment, which is where all the fucking injuries got recorded and happened and shit like that. Of course. So naturally, because your first enlistment, you're fucking young, dumb, and full of cum, and you're invincible and Superman, so you don't ever go to medical or BAS to get seen for anything. So you're like, oh yeah, I'm totally fine. And then if you're young and you're new in the military,
that should document it.
Fuck what anybody else says. Fuck what your gunny says. Fuck what your E5s, E4s, and above say about you going to fucking medical. You go to goddamn medical.
Make sure they know your first name. You know what I mean?
Go to fucking medical. You stub your toe. Go to fucking medical. You get a fucking hangnail. Go to fucking medical. I don't give a shit. You record it all because it will fucking save your ass when you get out.
100%. I've been battling that. I battled that for about a year. I didn't see shit about fuck when I was active, and I was so concerned about just getting out when I got back from my second deployment and see my kid. I didn't give a fuck. I was like, I'm not seeing medical. Just get me out. And then retroactively trying to do that shit, the fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But hey, I want to talk about that transition from mil to civ, because we both went through different transitions, obviously, and they're both very difficult. And took a mental toll.
I guess I was kind of getting there a little bit.
No, we're about to, but I just want to take a quick break. Word from our sponsors.
Yeah.
P-break.
Yeah.
Now that everyone just fucking knows about it, since everyone, all our guests call us out on it.
Dude. By the way, if you sponsors, please.
Yeah, give us a reason to have ad reads, motherfuckers.
Yeah, like give us a reason to like plug your shit in on YouTube.
Justify my pee breaks.
Yeah, like we don't even have like a minimum set. Like just talk to us.
I'll probably do that shit for free, dude.
Just shoot your shot. Like at this point, like what? Who knows?
Cover 12 pack of Coors. This is my last one, dog.
Literally, you cover our next pack of beer.
I'll fucking
We'll fucking put you on.
I'll blaze you up, motherfucker.
Yeah. All right. Now to our sponsors.
So transition from military, it was incredibly hard for me, and I think we both have unique stories when it comes from transitioning to the military. Because a lot of guys are like,
your transition. So was it from active to reserve?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So I Palace chased. There's Palace fronting where you finish out your active contract and go to your reserve contract. I Palace chase. So basically, I end my active contract early. Excuse me. And then basically they take whatever time you have left, and then they double it. And that's how much time you owe to the reserve. Dude, I had fucking less than 6 months left on my active contract. Now like, okay, we're gonna double it and give it to you again instead of the next guy. So I owed the reserve a year. It's like, it's fine. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I wanted to see my kids so bad. Before my deployment, like I said, I had my son. He was a week old, and dude, it was so hard to convince my wife to come back home because it was our first kid, new mom. She's still in college, right? She got her bachelor's. She's working on her master's, and there wasn't any really like prospects for her in. Oh, she was working on her second master's actually. There's no prospects for her because she had to do like a bunch of internship hours and stuff like that for her second master's. So I was like, you need to move home. And she's like, no, I'm not moving home. I'm fucking staying right goddamn here.
Yeah.
And she's stubborn. And I was like, I get that. So we came back on our baby shower, and me and her mom just fucking harped on her. It's like, it'd be a little easy if you came home. My mother-in-law was like, I have a room for you. So she ended up doing that and got us a house and got life started and stuff. And I was told that when I was deployed, my recruiter would help me start the paperwork so I could get back like a month or two after I got back. And that wasn't the case. They kept fucking me, and my recruiter had a baby, which good for her. But then they changed me to another recruiter who didn't reach out, and I basically had to do everything myself and get my leadership involved.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, look, I was a 6-month deployment, and then almost fucking no, it was 6 months stateside away from my kid, still doing my day job, and I was very depressed, dude. I got pretty jacked on that deployment, and then I got back and I kept working out, but then every time they told me my date got pushed back more and more, dude. At one point, I stopped working out. I stopped eating. I just laid in bed all day if I wasn't at work. It was bad. It was like the most depressed state I've ever been in, just drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucking rough, and it got to the point where I was like, I need my leadership involved, and I told them, like, we had no idea any of this was going on. I'm like, well, you knew I was trying to get out. You knew the dates would keep getting pushed back.
Yeah.
They had me bring it up to my commander, and I was like, this is what's going on. He's like, I'll get this solved for you. And I was like, okay. I had no faith in him. You know what I mean? Because I've been getting fucked left and right. Like, when people ask me about my military career, like, I love my military career. But at the same time, it's been a never-ending train of dudes, right? That's how I compare it. It's like, it's just a train being ran on me. And every time I think it's over, 3 more dudes hop in line bigger than the last. And I just keep getting fucking hollowed out.
Yep.
You know? And so I didn't have faith in my stateside leadership. Like, the best parts of my career were always, like, deployed because it came down to work. And I fucking know my job. And I'm good at my job. But 2 days later, I get a text from my commander. Here's your out date. You're gone in 2 weeks. Best of luck.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? And so I had that transition and then going into the reserves. And it was a jarring transition. I had like 2 weeks notice. You know what I mean? And it was just like most people have like their outs and stuff like that. I had to get all of this. We have to take a class when you get off active duty for like transition to civilian life. I didn't really take it serious. And I got out and it's weird because at first it just feels like you're on leave. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm just like sleeping in every day. I'm seeing my family. Everyone's like so excited to see me. And then the reality sets in. It's like, oh, fuck, I need a job. I need to be doing these things. And my dad always told me, you know, like, oh, you don't need a degree. You know what I mean? Like, people just want, like, that 4-year commitment to something. The military is going to look great. And then I got out, and that wasn't what they wanted. They wanted a degree. Yep. And I had my credits, and I took some college classes, but nothing seriously. And so I worked as, like, pest control for a couple days. And it was, like, a little company here, and a bunch of shady stories there. And at one point I was in a truck driving that didn't have AC in the middle of summer here, and I fucking got heat exhaustion.
Yeah.
And I was like, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
So then I started working at a gym, just like checking IDs in the morning. And it was also a very shady gym. I worked at some shady places. But it was cool. Like I'd go in at like fucking 4 a.m. I'd open the gym, have small talk with the customers and stuff like that, solve problems. And then I'd work out, free membership. And then I'd go do my college and take care of my kid. My end goal was to actually be a cop. I wanted to be a cop when I got out. And I was like, it's a good way to like help people. And I eventually want to work my way to detective. Passed the physical exam. I fucking failed the polygraph.
Yeah.
Failed the polygraph. I know exactly why. And I told the guy afterwards, I'm like, you know, like, because they told me like 2 weeks in advance, like, write everything down in this packet that you've done.
Jesus
right, and then they literally just ask you like.
That's why I could never take one of those fucking things, dude.
They literally ask you. The only question they ask you is like, "Is everything in that packet true?" I'm like, "Yeah." But dude, like 2 days before I took the test, my buddy's like, "Remember this one time you did this thing?" I'm like, "Fuck." Dude, 100%. And I told him afterwards, I'm like, "This is what happened," and he's like, "Okay." I'm like, "Can I run it back?" And he's like, "No, you gotta wait again." And then I talked to the guy that's going through the hiring process, was a detective, and he was just a fucking asshole about it.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I'm sorry. And he's like, no, you fucking whatever. And then it clicked. I'm like, oh, one of the reasons I wanted to get out active duty was I was kind of tired of people like you. And this is what the department's like. I'm fucking good, dude. Yeah. And so that's when I decided to go back to school and get my degree. But like that transition period was fucking rough. There's some rough times, especially like just feeling like a failure all the way around. Like I hated the jobs I was doing. I hated like I didn't have a sense of purpose. Yeah. Right? I went from putting on this uniform every day, having a mission, and being fucking good at my job. You know, It's like I know what I'm doing. I feel confident. You know what I mean? I was in line to get sergeant, right? Even though I was on my way out, it would have been good. I still got sergeant. I'm like I'm an E6 now. Dope. Waiting for E7, but and then going to like I don't understand anything, and then beyond that, like. Life doesn't stop because you deploy or you're away from your family. You know what I mean? Like coming back, and it's a constant struggle I have with every deployment. It's like the one I had a couple of years back with both my boys instead of just one. It's like my wife's a fucking rock star. She's a stud, dude. She's got things down. She's got a routine. And then I come into it and I don't fit in, right? I'm like a puzzle piece. You're like, that's from a different puzzle, dog. This shit ain't gonna fit nowhere. Yeah. And so I'm just sitting there like, what's the fucking point of me being here? Like they're taken care of. I'm working dead-end jobs to where it's like I've been the breadwinner. I've been supporting through my military paycheck that's consistent to not making enough to support my family or being unemployed for a portion of time. Just like, it's hard. It's a hard thing to wrestle with, to where you, like, I did feel like I was failing in every aspect of my life. And I've struggled with that feeling going forward. Right. I think we talked with Steve. Was like, I didn't tell my wife about Vandal Art for like 6 months because I didn't want to present her with another failure. Right. It was just like my own internal thing. And when I finally, like, when I explained it to her, she's like, that's fucking dumb. So I love you no matter what. You know, like, we always figure our shit out. I'm like, you're right. But it's just that sense of I don't matter. You know what I mean? Like, my family doesn't feel like they need me. I'm not supporting them financially. I'm not supporting them in the way of being a good father. And it was a rough transition. It was a rough while. Yeah. And when I came back to Arizona, like, I had some homies that I had beforehand, but I wasn't close with them anymore. Their lives moved on. They were doing their own shit. And then I come back and I'm just like, hey, I'm here. And they're like, that fucking good for you, bro. Yeah. Glad to see you, I guess. Yeah. And like, all the people I was closest with were in South Dakota, like my fucking brothers. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm bad at keeping contact with people, and so are they. It's just, it happens. Life's busy. I get it, you know, and I fail at that a lot. And it's just, I felt so alone, you know, and I didn't have anybody to talk to. I didn't talk to people about the shit I was going through, and I just didn't think anybody understood how I felt in those moments. And that's one of the reasons I started Vandal Art, dude, because I was in some depressed fucking states, and I was like, I want to find like-minded people. I want to have a community of people, whether in Arizona or fucking all over. I do not care. Yeah. And that's what I've built. I mean, Operation Kidney Snatcher just happened last weekend, and it was a fucking success. And the community came together, and that's all I've ever cared about, is like meeting some dope people, meeting some people that I know have my back, that understand what I've gone through, that can push me to be better. Yeah. You know, and I guess that's a roundabout way of saying, like, my transition was tough, and I feel like my transition was a little bit easier than other people's because I still met dudes in the military. I still have that camaraderie. Yeah. I still have my boy Sean. I know you're listening to it, right?
Shawnee Mac.
Shawnee Mac, dude. He was so excited to meet you.
Yeah, dude, it was good to meet him. Yeah. I was in like my own state of mind at that event, which was kind of obvious to some people. They came up to me afterwards, but yeah. So, but yeah, I got to meet him, and it's cool. I definitely want to meet him again. I heard he cuts hair.
He does. He gets some mean hair.
I need him to cut my hair.
He will.
I need him to get rid of this fucking Wolverine fucking neck shit that's going on in the back, because now my wife won't make me little spoon anymore because I'm fucking sticking a Brillo pad in her mouth.
He'll come out, dude, but like Sean and some of these other guys.
I'm working towards a mullet.
Hell yeah. I think you'd fucking rock it. Just fucking fade it. He'll make you look good. Yeah. But like meeting Sean and meeting some of these other guys, like it fucking gave me something. Like when I transitioned, one guy, my boy Jacob, he was going through the same thing. He came off of active, Palace chasing. We literally joined the unit on the same fucking weekend. We went through all our processing together, and we're still boys.
That's good.
He got out last year and stuff. But like I still got Sean. We got each other. We fucking be holding hands and stuff like that, you know what I mean? We'd be singing white girl music together, and it's like, I still have that where it's like, it sucks because I see people who get out and they don't, and they feel that lost sense that I had, but they don't have anything to bring them back.
Yeah, like the lost sense of community and purpose, and like I struggled with that pretty hard, as much as I didn't want to admit it. Like my transition was, in lack of better terms, fast, chaotic, and just quick and chaotic, or just fast, just straight chaos. Yeah, because it was the ad set because before I even went to my ad set board, the battalion, they were already cutting ties. Like,
that's the worst, dude.
My battalion commander, the worst part was the battalion commander and the sergeant major came up to me and said, had this been any other time, we would have just given you an NJP and called it a day.
Yeah, just moved on.
Or, basically swept it under the rug.
This was 2020.
2020. Yep.
They were downsizing.
End of 2020, right at the end of the pandemic.
You were active for 7 years, huh?
Yeah, almost 8.
Fuck.
Like 7.
I was only almost
7 years, 9 months.
Goddamn.
So,
fucking nuts.
But before I even went to my ad set board, my unit was already cutting ties and was like, you need to start checking out. And I'm like, okay.
Fuck.
Cool. And they took my badge, because at MARSOC at the compound, everybody gets a fucking security badge.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into details. I don't even know if I'm supposed to talk about that, but what the fuck ever. Oh, yeah. So they were like, yeah, you got to start checking out. And I'm like, okay. So checkout process, typically guys will take like a month and like.
At least.
Yeah, and get checked out, because you got to get checked out of like all the S shops, your SIF. And,
you know what's funny? You know how we were talking about like GOV licensing last podcast? With my separation process, because it was pretty quick too. Like I got told I had 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And you guarantee I'm taking my terminal leave. Yeah. You know what I mean? I can't get a government driver's license right now because my old base still has me on record, so my new base won't give me one.
And that's hilarious,
dude. I was like, what the fuck? So I was like, I don't have a license to drive anything. I can't get one. I've tried.
I swear, the military will keep track of your shit till the fucking end of time, and probably far after.
Yeah.
Like,
and they suck at it.
Yeah. But they'll have it somewhere. It's a matter of time when they find it. But no, they were like, yeah, you got to check out. So I checked out fully in like 2 days.
Yeah, dude.
I had 2 SIF issues. I had the regular Marine Corps SIF issue, and then I had the MARSOC fucking issue, which was like the Ops Corps, the fucking CRY, JPC fucking plate carriers, and all the fucking high speed, low drag fucking bullshit.
Hell yeah, he's an operator.
And I was like, damn, I gotta turn all this back in. This is the good stuff.
It'd be a shame if you didn't get it back.
Damn, I can't keep this fucking $2,500 Ops Corps. That fucking sucks. But yeah, turned all that shit in. Got to keep my dry fires though, so that was pretty nice. But had to check in all my SIF, and then the ad set board went through. And then...
Did you tactically acquire stuff on your way out?
No.
I definitely did.
I did not.
I definitely did.
I just did. My whole situation, I wasn't risking anything.
That's fair.
So,
none of my shit was on record, so I was like, this is coming home. You're coming home with me.
So the ad set board happened, and then they came back, and they were like, okay, you're done. And they fucking OTH officially... Because they give the ruling down at the ad set board.
Yeah.
And then it has to go to some general somewhere, some high-ranking officer. But I had like one last chance, and it was to basically write him a letter. And it was like, hey...
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
And as far as I can tell, I don't even know if it ever fucking made it to his desk. Fuck. As far as I know, it made it to his like JAG or the secretary or whoever it was officer's desk.
Right in the trash.
Yep, probably right into the fucking bin,
dude.
So, but yeah, I was talking about the ads. So it checked out, and then they were like, "Okay, you got to get the fuck out." And I had to go drop off all my uniforms, even the uniforms I paid for. I wasn't allowed to keep shit.
I've never heard that.
So
ever.
Well, technically, it's issued to you in boot camp because you get 2 pairs of camis of each kind, and then you get 2 pairs of combat. So
couldn't you just be like, I fucking ruined those. So, these are my ones I bought because we get a clothing allowance.
Then you're gonna have to pay for it.
What?
Yep. So if I didn't have it,
you know how many uniforms I've ruined?
If I didn't have it, I was gonna have to pay top dollar to replace it. So of course, for the camis, I went out in town and got shitty, extra small, fucking surplus camis for like $10.
Wait, do you still have your uniform?
No, so I actually, a lot of my uniforms got trashed. No, a lot of my uniforms, I didn't get to keep my blues jacket.
Fuck, dude, you guys have the hardest blues.
I didn't get to keep my blues. I didn't get to keep my...
I would have paid for that shit.
I didn't get to keep my alphas. I didn't get to keep my blues uniform. I didn't get to keep camis, combat boots, fucking glow belts, fucking...
You gotta give back your fucking glow belt?
I had to give back the ribbons that I was fucking awarded while I was in the Marine Corps.
Marine Corps is kind of fucked. They joined the Air Force.
Don't get me wrong. I still rate them. Yeah. Like, I can still fucking, like, I don't even know what I would do with them. Like, what do you even, like, after you get out, you fucking put them on a hat? Like, no, I'm not going to put my shit on a hat. I didn't do anything.
Did I throw away a medal I got? Yeah, I was cleaning out. I was like, I fucking, like, it's cool to look at sometimes, but fuck that thing.
But it's like, I still rate all the stuff, but they still wanted me to give them one of each
Marine
ribbon
Corps petty
because
as fuck.
they gave me one when they awarded it to me.
They'd be petty as fuck, dude.
They were petty as fuck.
Air Force doesn't care.
So, but
That's
yeah,
crazy.
I had to give all that shit back, and then I fucking recorded a video of myself. I had to go to IPAC and sign the paperwork, and when I signed the paperwork, so I was a sergeant the entire time.
Yeah.
And then up until the second I signed my DD-214, and it automatically made me a Lance Corporal.
On the DD-214?
Yep. So if you were to look me up, I am officially Lance Corporal Bubba.
That's probably the most fucked thing I've heard.
So yeah.
Besides them taking back all your shit.
Yeah, they demoted me twice, kicked me out with an OTH, immediate separation, and yeah.
So my dad served during Desert Shield, Desert Storm, which I think your dad did too, right?
I think so.
Something like that. Yeah. So he was out at sea a lot and shit like that. And so when a bunch of these guys were getting out.
Remind me again, because I was going towards my transition.
I will. But as much as these guys were getting out, they're literally getting off the ship, taking all the uniforms, putting them in a pile, and fucking burning them. Because they're like, fuck the Navy.
Yeah.
And then the MPs would roll up and arrest them.
Oh, shit, really?
Because they still have the 2 years inactive. And they're destroying government property.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit doesn't apply to me because I was technically doing an 8-year contract, so my 4 years inactive doesn't apply anymore because I did them active.
Hell yeah, dude.
Because I was going to do 2 enlistments.
I owe the military no time if I ever get out. Which, like, hell yeah, fucking enjoy the draft, bitches. But back to your transition.
Yeah, so, I went there,
Cooter's
signed
gonna
the
get
paperwork.
drafted.
And then they took my CAC, and then I kind of did one final little joyride around base and looked at all the sites one last time because I was like, this is probably going to be the last time I ever fucking see this place.
Yeah.
And then recorded a fucking video of myself going out of the gate the final last time. It's fucking hilarious because further down the line, I end up back on base again, working on base.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so...
what was the video? You're just like, fuck
it
y'all.
Was like the song was "You Can Do Anything You Want When You Sexy." This is so fucking stupid, dude.
Honestly, I'm not shocked.
And I was like, here we go. I was like, fuck you. You don't want me. I don't want you either. Fuck you.
I know my worth.
It was just fucking, I was just trying to cover it all up at the time. But, luckily, throughout that process, I was like, well, I need to figure out what the fuck I'm going to do when I get out abruptly because it's probably going to happen. So I was like, I'll try to learn how to weld. So got out, immediately went to welding school, and then did pretty good in there. Got in good with the instructors there, and then one of them linked me up with a bunch of side work, and he also got me hooked up with my first job in Lakewood at a pipe and fab shop, which was fucking run down, dude. Like the forklifts running around on this compound would run around so much that like it would be like fucking just dusty as shit everywhere from the wheels just grinding up everything.
Nice.
Plus the grinders everywhere and cutting shit with torches and plasma cutters and all kinds of shit, sub-arc and all that fun stuff. But
you ever cut anything with just a stick?
A stick?
Like fucking stick welding? Like a rod? You ever do
like blasting holes through shit?
Yeah.
All
the reverse polarity shit?
Yeah. Well, not even reverse polarity. You just got to fucking crank the heat up and then just jack the fucking...
I've done some reverse polarity shit.
Oh, yeah. Fucking... It sounds all fucking garbage, too.
Hell yeah, it does.
It doesn't even sound right. But, yeah, worked there and then got a job with the union and then worked there for a couple of years and then moved out here and
here we are.
Yeah, the transit. So yeah, but basically
How was the transition mentally, bro?
It was rough. So at the beginning it was nice because I was like, you know what, fuck you, total freedom. I can do whatever the fuck I want now.
Yeah.
And
did you stop doing Trent at that point?
Yeah, so that year, 2020, I didn't get brought in and questioned. oh God, I don't even fucking remember, but I got out in October.
But basically, when you got questioned shit, you just stopped all that?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if, like, with total freedom.
It was even before that, because when the original guys had got picked up, like, because they were originally supposed to meet up with me at the gym, they were, I just knew something was wrong, and then I heard through the grapevine, because word travels like wildfire.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, I guess that's it. We're done. Like, just fucking stop it, cold turkey. And that's awful for your body and your system.
I feel like it'd be awful for your mental too, right?
Yeah, probably. And
probably, like, whatever, dude.
Yeah, probably.
I was already fucking sad.
But
those hormone shifts got to be rough.
Yeah, dude. So, like, it was rough, especially like around the time when I knew I was getting kicked the fuck out. Like, I was going through some deep, dark shit, and I was just like, and I still feel a lot of the same feelings, but it was just like, dude, the whole time in service was like for fucking nothing. It's like, I never got to deploy. Like, I got really close a couple times.
Yeah.
A couple workups, and got all the way to the very end of the workup and got cut at the fucking last minute because of numbers or whatever fucking reason. And, yeah, it was, God, see, I'm losing my train of thought again. Like, fucking
just the mental state of, like, you know, getting out, and you were talking about, like, you know, the steroids, the hormones.
Yeah.
But that didn't really impact you because you're already fucking going through it, you know?
Yeah. And, I was even talking to my wife my current wife. And, it was like right at the fucking beginning. And
because you guys were together when you were transitioning out, right? Or like,
yeah, so we had gotten together in November of 19, and that's when we started dating, and everything happened around the beginning, like 3 or 4 months into us dating is when everything shit hit the fan.
That's crazy.
And then I got out October of 2020. So basically we were together for 11 months, and those 11 months she was with me through all the fucking chaos.
She stuck by you, dude.
Yeah, so as soon as shit hit the fan, like, I was in a mental state, to say the least.
Yeah.
And we were in my truck one day, and I was driving home, and I immediately just started fucking breaking down, and I told her, I was like, listen, like, I'm giving you an out. Like, I am not fully divorced yet. I'm separated. Like, I've got 2 kids in a completely different country. I'm getting ready to get kicked out of the fucking military, and my life is probably going to be extremely fucking hard afterwards.
Yeah.
So I'm literally giving you an out, and if you take it, I'm literally not going to be mad. Like, I totally understand. And she just kind of looked at me and just kind of held me and said, she's like, well, what, like, she's like, no. She's like, I'm never going to do that. She's like, I love you for you, and I want to stick by you. She's like, this is what people do who care about each other.
Yeah.
And
it's an odd feeling. It's crazy to be loved unconditionally, dude. I'm not even joking.
And I never really had that growing up.
Yeah.
And the way I was brought up in my whole situation. And it's
life-changing, dude.
Like, I appreciate it, and it's just, but it was such a new thing to me, and it just shook me so much that it was like, and I still have a hard time to this day, but I didn't really, like, believe it. And it's like,
yeah,
like, are you sure? Like,
yeah, hit him with that one.
Like, are you really sure? Like, this is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Like, you're fucking taking on a shit sandwich, and you're willing to eat half of it right now. Like, what the fuck is the matter with you? Yeah. And I wasn't really used to somebody kind of caring in that way.
I get it, dude. I was in the same boat.
And this feeling still persisted a lot, and they still do. And it's a battle, and working through it. I'm going to kill this real quick.
Kill that thing. Dude, I know exactly how you're feeling, because, I mean, our childhoods are surprisingly similar in many regards.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I could be loved unconditionally. Like, I talked about that on the podcast, and I had the same thing with my wife. You know what I mean? I was just like, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm going through, and she stuck by me, and, you know, it's a crazy feeling to just have someone support you no matter what, and especially when you don't feel like you deserve it, or that, you know, that no one's been like that for you.
Yeah.
So I understand exactly where you're coming from, and it's
just like, and like I wouldn't even know what I would need at the time. Is everything good, Cooter? Is it running out of memory? Oh, okay. I totally forgot what I was gonna say.
We're just talking about how you wouldn't even know what you need, or
oh yeah, like in the time, like I wouldn't even know like what I would want, like, and that's like part of the hardest thing of all that stuff is like, at least for me, from like my point of view, like you see people like reaching out, and like friends and family and stuff saying like, well, I'm here for you, like if you ever want to talk, and you know, like, you know, you can always talk to me, like you can always reach out to me, you can always call me anytime.
You don't have to call me out like that, dog.
And then no, it's not even like it's not even like that, but it's just like it's like you're appreciative, and like you know that, but it's at the same time, like you don't want to bother anybody with like what you got going on, because like and when you're in that state of mind, you'll talk yourself out of it. Like you'll just be like, no, it's not even that important, or you'll be like,
try not to be a burden.
Yeah, you don't want to feel like a burden to somebody else, because then you start thinking about everything that they've got going on in your life that they've been talking to you about. And it's like, bro, I don't want to add all my shit to your plate so that you have to now worry about me too. So, but then, then the friends or loved ones will be like, but bro, I want to worry about you, like, because I love you. Like, that's the whole point. Like, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And it's like I get that. And it's like, I don't know. It's kind of weird to describe that whole state of mind.
Yeah. It's just again, when we talked about like no self-worth or confidence, it's like, why, it's a mix of things. Like, why would this person even care?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then beyond that, it's like, I don't want to be a burden on them. I don't want to drag them down. And
like, so I did the trade thing. I'm trying to finish my transition thing.
No,
I
know
good. I ramble on a lot, but
it was a good little sidetrack.
Joined the union, and then we decided to make the decision to move out here. And meanwhile, like, I'm still having all these thoughts and stuff like that, but
yep.
I'm still constantly dealing with like the military shit and getting out and how I feel about all that and stuff. And we get out here, and I was supposed to transfer union halls, and that didn't work out because they basically blew me off as soon as I got out here. And then I basically called every fucking phone number in the damn building until nobody answered, and then somebody called back pissing and moaning, basically going like, you need to stop fucking calling and harassing our people. And I'm like, and they're like, it's only been a day. I'm like, a day? I've been trying to get a hold of somebody for like a month and a half.
Yeah.
Since I've been out here.
I remember that.
And they were like, oh, well, okay, maybe I came off a little strong, and whatever. It was just a pissing contest. And then I'm sure fucking word got around, because I know how the fucking union works, and it's basically just a fucking sewing circle full of men.
Yeah.
It's basically all it is. Like a union hall meeting every fucking third whatever day of the fucking month it is. It's just a gathering of fucking men. And this is, hey, it's no jabs at anybody. I like drinking in the fucking parking lot too, motherfuckers. So it ain't no fucking jab. But it's a bunch of homies going and chilling and drinking in the parking lot and then going into a meeting and listening to the old timers bitch about how they don't know how the fucking retirement works and how the new systems and all the programs and websites and shit like that work. And then everybody just fucking sitting around and bullshitting about bullshit fucking politics that don't fucking matter.
Yeah.
So, but they gossip, and that's what they do. And word gets around, and I'm sure word got around that I was fucking calling around and pissing people off.
Yeah.
And in turn, I got the cold shoulder, and then I finally got a call from the fucking apprentice something or other fucking Bubba, like a month and a half after that. And he asked me for info that he had already previously asked for, that he should have already had. And I gave it to him again, and then I didn't get another call for another month or so after that. And by that time, I was just like, "Fuck you guys, I'm done. Yeah. You guys are fucking pissing me off. So you guys are gonna fuck me around. I don't want nothing to fucking do with this. Because if I go in and you're fucking me around already, you guys are just gonna fuck me around the whole time I'm in there and piss me off even more. So fuck that." So I got linked up with old Cooter. Trying to do what we do in the loan business for homes and trying to learn that. And basically it's been rough, not so much that it's been hard as transitioning from that job to something like what he does, but it's just been, I don't know, like my mental health has just taken a fucking shitty plummet since all that fucking falling out of the union stuff happened. And basically, so like started doing that a little bit, and then working towards getting my license and stuff. And supposed to have been studying, and this is where I'm going to get really real. Supposed to have been studying for my license. Yeah. Basically since, I don't know, Cooter, since fucking December, January, something like that. And I have been a little bit here and there. But probably 85% of the time, it has just been me sitting in that chair or the corner that Cooter's been in and just staring at the fucking laptop screen at the login screen where it's asking me for my password. And just staring at it for like 8 hours. Fuck. For what month are we in now? May. It's been pretty fucking rough, dude.
That's some real shit.
So,
do you think it's like the fear of failing the test that's holding you back?
No, it's not even that. It's I mean, it's partially some of that, but it's I don't know, and I know it's not fucking good for my mental health to just be sitting in a fucking corner of a room in the dark for fucking months on end, just reinforcing negative thoughts on myself. I know. I don't need, you're preaching to the fucking choir. But it's the mental state I found myself in. It was just like, it's everything, dude. Like, I've got a message that I sent to somebody that kind of goes over pretty much everything that I've been going through these past few months. And it's pretty real. It's pretty heavy. I'm not going to say who I sent it to, just out of privacy for them and me.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, you guys know. Everybody that's important knows. But it was basically like
You can read it. I know you said you wanted to read it.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it.
Okay.
But it was, in lack of a better term, a non-consensual trauma dump.
This is the best kind.
I'm really good at those, and like I also get really self-conscious about doing that because it's just like it's one of those things where you're just itching and dying to fucking talk to somebody.
I know.
And
I've been trying to get you to fucking trauma dump on me for like 2 months now.
So,
and so you guys know, I don't know what this message says.
Yeah.
This is all gonna be raw to me as well.
Yeah.
But like I know you've been going through it, and I've been doing my best to try to reach out, and I'm waiting for my trauma dump, which I guess is happening here.
So, I need another drink.
Go ahead.
I know it's not healthy. I'm not drowning my feelings with fucking beer and alcohol. I only ever drink on the podcast.
He does. At least use the coaster though. These are nice tables. Gotta lighten the mood somehow.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, basically, a friend of mine, I don't even, it's just a screenshot of the message that I sent to him. I can't even see,
How it got brought up.
yeah, I may have just brought it up out of the blue. It might have been like, hey, how are you doing or whatever. But, okay, so here we go. No time like the present. So I start off by saying, bro, I feel like my brain needs a complete reset. I'm so overwhelmed with depression that I feel like I don't even know who I am anymore. Most of the time, I just want to scream as loud as I possibly can. I'm supposed to have been studying for this exam for this new job that I'm supposed to have been doing since last year. And I haven't been because every time I sit down in front of the computer, my emotions, memories, and feelings take over and force me into a state of isolation where I'm forced to nitpick every fuck up and wrongdoing I've ever done and fester in it. I try to remember the good in order to try and outweigh the bad. But yet the bad overwhelms. I feel like I have no current direction, and I've been surviving off of handouts from my loved ones despite refusing them because I don't believe that I deserve any help. She won't admit it, but I believe that I've made my wife's life more difficult and miserable just by simply being in it. And now when she's putting faith in me to pursue this new career path, I can't seem to pull my shit together to do it. I try praying and talking to God every day. I've let myself be open to His love and grace, more so than people know privately for a while now. But yet I feel nothing. I feel no embrace. I feel no guidance. And I beg and I plead to him to show me and to guide me and to teach me how to better my mind. With no response and no signs. I figured this day would eventually come. My whole life I took advantage of it and asked for help, and in return gave him nothing, time and time again. I try to think of my kids while I'm feeling like this. I love them with every fiber of my being, and I want nothing but the absolute best for them. Then I start thinking about what that is. They already live halfway around the world with 3 other siblings and a whole separate other family. And I'm no example to them of what it means to be a father, no matter how hard I've tried to be. It's not that just I feel. It's also a proven fact that everything I try or have ever tried always goes to shit. My childhood, my relationship with my family and parents, every job, the Marine Corps, welding, my personal business, the union, my sobriety, my current marriage, my relationship with my kids, it all goes to shit or is well on its way. I see it in my wife's eyes that she wants me to feel better and wants to help and loves me, but doesn't know how. And I don't know either. I can see how exhausted it's all made her. I love her so much, and I see how I'm slowly driving her away with how I've been feeling. And she has her own feelings, and I feel like my bullshit is overshadowing hers because mine's more consistent. So I shove it down so it doesn't feel like it's always about me, even though it already does.
Give me a hug, dude. Fuck.
So, yeah, we're back now.
Little reset, mainly for me.
Yeah, we got a little deep, but yeah, it was real. Trey said something, and he's like, "You're a beautiful writer," and I will agree.
That shit was not ChatGPT, dude.
The psych back at the battalion wanted me to write down my feelings and shit. The way he was wanting me to do it was kind of weird, but like doing it in like that kind of format or writing in that kind of format, I don't even know what the hell that was, but like
that's just fucking poetry, dude.
It feels better to like express because I feel like I have time to like process my emotions and thoughts and feelings and then put it on or like type it or write it or whatever.
Gives you time to process.
Exactly.
Maybe why he wanted you to do it.
It's not just like a conversation like, oh, how do you feel? And then it's just like, well, it feels like kind of like on the spot or
I feel bad.
Like that. Yeah.
I wanted to take a second and thank you for sharing that. That was a very vulnerable moment, and I know that was a lot for you that you haven't expressed to many people.
Yeah. But I wanted to do it because, like, I don't hope that somebody can relate, but my hope is that if someone does relate, like, you're not alone. Like, you're not the only one going through your own battles and your own feelings and your own emotions and your own struggles and trying to conquer your own demons every night. Like, you're not the only one. So, not everybody is going to have a platform like this, like I just did, to kind of air out the skeletons in my closet.
Yeah.
I'm hoping, I mean, I do feel better, even though it's just like the three of us in here.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like I am kind of talking to everybody.
That weight's kind of lifted.
But like, talking about it feels so much better. And like, if you're somebody who has somebody in your life that is going through depression or anything like this, or anything of the nature in general, the best thing that you can do for the person, you may not even know how to help, because they may not even know how to help themselves, or what it is that they even need. They may not even know. But I will tell you, just being present is the best thing that you can do, regardless. Like, if you don't know what to say, if you don't know, like, to hug them or not, or whatever, it's just being there for that person while they're going through what they're going through. That means the world, because it's like, hey, like, I see you're down in the pit. I'm gonna fucking climb down in there with you, and we may not even talk. We're just gonna fucking walk forward, and we're just gonna do the fucking work we need to until we get out of this motherfucker. And sometimes that's all you need. Like, sometimes you need somebody to rant to, or, but end of the day, like, the thing that I've seen across the board that helps everybody is just being there, having somebody be there for you, or being there for that person. So if you can do that, please do. Because, in my opinion, that's like the best way to start. So
I agree.
Yeah.
And I just want to say that, I mean, I was tearing up over here for multiple reasons. One, just like how much I love you and that burden that you've been carrying. Because I didn't know a lot of that, going into this, and I'm glad I know it now, so I can better be there for you. But just, I resonated a lot with what you said.
Yeah.
Right? Especially talking about your marriage and feeling like you're failing at things in life. It's like, I get that. I've been there.
Another thing, like, I've technically been out of work for a while now. And I haven't always been a hard worker per se, but I would like to think that I've changed my ways over the past couple years, in the sense that, like, I actually put my head down and get to work. Like, yeah, I get distracted with conversations and stuff sometimes, but god damn it, I totally lost my train of thought.
If you are in the Phoenix area and you have a job opening, hit up my fucking boy, dude.
No,
y'all are fucking up. Sorry. Probably not where it was going, but fucking hit him up, dude.
Yeah, no.
Get you this beautiful hunky man.
What was I talking about before?
Which one? You're a hard worker. You changed your ways.
Yeah, so
out here grinding.
Yeah, no, like, I was going somewhere with it, dude. It's just, that's been a recurring problem too.
It's worse when you start opening up and all these emotions are flooding in.
Yeah,
and you're like,
really, like, I've got 1,000 things going on in my mind right now. But yeah, just be open, talk to people. Like, but I've been out of work for a while, and like, things are going slow with my business and stuff. So I mean, it's still moving forward. It's Jesus, dude. Like, it is moving at like the speed of -5. Like, I don't know. I mean, not even negative. Maybe 0.1. Like, it's moving, but it's barely moving.
Yeah. Yeah, I think.
But
side note, that sucks too. Like, us being entrepreneurs and like.
I remember where I was going.
Oh, go for it. Before I derail you again.
Being out of work. And I'm speaking from a man's perspective. And maybe this applies to some other people out there as well. But
those butch lesbians.
Oh my God. No, whoever. I don't care who you are.
Cooter like that one.
Love whoever you want to love. I don't give a damn.
Love is love.
That need to provide. Like, I think, honestly, it is like a primal instinct. Like, for mothers, it's providing for children and like nourishment and things like that. And like for men, it's like providing a means of shelter and like providing food. So like going to work to pay for the fucking house, to pay for the groceries. Yeah. So, I mean, that's what it is. Modern times now. It's the modern day equivalent. Yeah. And my wife works. Thank God she does. I mean, I wish she wouldn't have to, but if you talk to her, she wishes she didn't have to. Not because of me, just because, I don't know.
Work fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah, that's the main reason. But yeah, she's basically the earner for us right now.
I got a sugar mama too, dude. I get it.
And it kind of eats at you as a man, like wanting to.
I'm chill with it.
I know.
No, I know.
No,
my wife worked
chill with it too.
Fucking hard to get where she's at.
Yeah, so did my wife too. Yeah. She worked hard to get where she's at, and she does good for herself.
But I get where you come. As a man, I still want to be able to bring something to where we don't have to stress as much, to where
exactly
it feels like an equal partnership. Not that saying like a woman earning more money is bad. I'll fucking be a stay-at-home dad, wear high heels and an apron, and fucking cook for you all goddamn day.
I'm to the point where I just want to provide half at this point, and or even close. Mm-hmm. And it's been struggle bus.
Yeah.
And basically have been fucking selling some of my shit on fucking eBay and things like that.
Just to bring something. I get it.
Yeah. So, but
yes,
it is what it is. So
I think also us having our own businesses and the podcast, it adds like that extra layer of stress of wanting it to be successful, and also just like things move at a snail's pace, dude.
Yeah,
it does. 100% it does. And I struggle with that all the time, of being like, I want this business to be successful. I don't want to work my day job anymore. I want to be fucking creative, but I can't, because we got to help provide.
Yeah.
You know, I got to have that steady paycheck. I got, you know, a wife and kids I got to think about, and I can't just go off and do my whims. And, you know, it's hard, and that adds another level of stress of doing the 9 to 5 and the 5 to 9. And then we have the podcast on top of that. And, you know, we literally talked today. I was like, hey, I'm sorry, dude, I've been fucking swamped. I want to start doing more like clips to get the podcast out to more people, so more people can see it.
Same.
And doing more content and everything like that. Because this is a partnership as well, and I don't want to let you down, and I want this to be successful, because I know we have something special here. And it's just like, it's all of these things on top of all of their already life stressors. And my wife's like, why do you just keep doing this to yourself? You need to stop biting more, like stop
biting more off than you
can chew. You need to stop doing that. I'm just like, I don't know how.
Because you're at some point, yourself thin.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. At some point, something's gonna pay off. You know what I mean? Something's gonna take off, and
that's literally where I'm at, dude. Like, so it's to the point, like, we're like, for the side business, like, I'm kind of bullshitting around. We're trying to piss back and forth with the factory because they're pissy about having to make adjustments that they don't want to make and shit like that.
Fucking tough, dude.
Dealing with factories and suppliers, that old chestnut, tale as old as time. But I have it totally convinced in my mind that after I do this big comeback fucking drop, whatever it's going to be, of hoodies, that
we're back, baby.
I'm just going to regurgitate. I'm not even taking any money from it. Like, I've never taken any money from anything. Like, it's literally just been shit. I think like the first couple drops I've done of whatever, dude, I fucking went negative because of shipping. Like
shit. Yeah.
Like I fucking like yeah. Like I've just been being overly generous and shit like that, but just trying to get the name out there. Trying to spread the word, whatever. But
it's just part of it, dude.
But yeah, I'm totally convinced that if once I do this combat drop, if it goes well, I'm literally just gonna regurgitate it back in.
Yeah.
And then just keep the cycle fucking going, and just keep the
100%.
Just keep it running on its own. And
I've been lucky enough to where like
let it do its own thing for a year, not even take shit from it, and just see where it goes.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
I've been lucky enough to where Vandals got me out of some real pickles here and there. You know what I mean? Because depending if I'm doing commissions, there's not a lot of upfront costs. It's definitely been a blessing, and it's helped out a lot. But I'm at the point right now where I'm at kind of a standstill. Yeah. Because I have some life things happening later this year, which I'm not like. Hey guys, you're gonna be the first to know. I'm deploying later this year. I'm not gonna tell you when, because OPSEC. But I'm deploying, so I'm in limbo of transitioning a lot of the sides of my business to keep it going and growing while I'm gone, and that fucking sucks, dude. I really haven't made any fucking money on Vandal in a minute, and commissions have slowed down. Economy sucks. Yeah. Luckily, this past week I was like, I had to buckle down. I was like, I fucking need some money. Yeah. Just to be able to do some stuff for Vandal moving forward. And I just said, I was like, hit me up if you need a commission. And luckily some people hit me up and I busted it out, and I was able to reinvest that money into it. But the fact that I'm spending so much time on Vandal and it's not super lucrative at the moment, it sucks. And I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, if I can just ride this out, you know what I mean? And then my hope, and I'm sure your hope too, is like next year is like, this is it. This is what I'm doing full time. Like I'm planning a lot for this deployment on things that I can work on the back end as long as I have the means to. And when I get back, doing it full time. And I'm sure as soon as you start dropping, that shit's gonna be taken off.
And like when I say like I'm totally convinced, I know that's unrealistic. I know that's not logical thinking.
I'm convinced that you're gonna take off, dude.
I don't like.
I'm already planning the Vandal Gringo.
I should say
fucking ponchos.
I should say I'm hopeful, but. Like, I know it's unrealistic to think, like, oh, well, yeah, you think you're going to put all your eggs in this one basket and then it's just going to fucking turn out great and then you won't ever have to fucking work a regular job again and then that'll just be your way of earning income. And I'll be like, I would like to think so, and I'm very hopeful, but I'm also realistic
pessimist. I am
in the back of my mind of, like,
it's hard.
Don't get your hopes up.
When I think about Vandal's future, I'm like, yeah, I'm young and cool right now. I'm not young. I'm not that cool. But I'm young and cool right now.
You want to hear some shit? Side note, you want to hear some shit that happened to me this weekend?
Yeah.
So I went out to Colorado.
Yeah.
Castle Rock.
Hell yeah.
Beautiful place.
Beautiful. Love it.
Amazing. We did this like 30-minute outdoor drive in a wildlife park, and we saw like fucking buffaloes and prairie dogs.
Fucking love seeing buffaloes.
Fucking beautiful.
Go to South Dakota, bro. You don't have to go to national park. You can fucking drive around.
Well, we were out there for a celebration of life for a family friend.
Yeah.
Belinda, my wife, and her mother. It's her mother's close friend from high school that they've known each other basically their whole life.
Yeah, it's like
there was like a trio of them.
Yeah.
And we went there to like basically support her mother because it was like one of her best friends, and like plus Belinda grew up with her and knew her kids and stuff growing up and stuff. But so we went out there, did this, and I get to chatting with this young gentleman, this young aspiring gentleman.
Hell yeah!
I'm sure he may watch this in passing, maybe.
Hell yeah! Shout out to you.
Yeah. And he's just a young man trying to find his way in the world. He's 25 years old, and basically where we were at when we were 25, where our minds were at,
Fucking just depressed, dude?
No, well, yeah. But, like, wanting to find, like, a good woman, wanting to conquer the world, wanting to,
I found my good woman early.
Wanting to earn a good enough living to retire your lady and, just kind of be that kind of man. That's basically where he was at. And, me and him got to talking, and, I got to talking about some life stories and, my viewpoints on things, because he was asking me and stuff, and we were kind of, spitting the gab or whatever the fuck it's called.
Shooting the shit.
Yeah, shooting the shit. And he's like, you know what, man? He's like, I really appreciate like what you're telling me and stuff. He's like, you got like old head mentality. And I said, what? Old head mentality?
Calling you unk.
I was like, old head mentality. I was like, how old do you think I am?
Oh no.
I can't remember exactly what number he said.
63.
Hell no, you rude as hell. And I was like, what? I was like, no. I was like, I'm 30 years old, bro.
Fuck.
He goes, for real? And
oh fuck, dude, did I tell you what my fucking major did to me?
I was like, bro, I know I've done some things in my day, and I've been around the block, but do I really look that fucking old? I'm 30 years old.
I was shocked when you were younger than me.
That's crazy.
Fucking hairline.
You know what?
Hairline taken out of the equation. Shocked you were younger than me.
I'm starting to grow a lot of white hairs now.
I have a whole white patch, dude. I tell you what my major did to me during
a birthmark, though.
It's not.
That's what a lot of.
It happened in 2021. It started. But you know what? You know what my major did to me? Fucking, I was doing a PT test, and I love my major. I fucking died for that man. He knows it.
That's why you work for him.
Yeah, dude. I make that guy look so fucking good. Like that's the thing. If you're a leader and you fucking have my back, I will work my ass off just to make you look good. I don't care about myself. And he's that type of guy. Like I work my ass off to make him look good. But we're doing this PT test, and he's like calculating scores and stuff because we're PT testing at the same time. He's like, hey, I got to calculate your score. How old are you? And I was like, I'm 30. He's like, you're only 30? And I looked at him with my full chest and went, fuck you, sir. Respectfully.
That's hilarious.
And he's like, well, you got like 2 kids. You deployed a lot. And I was like, sir, you can just say it's my fucking hairline. I get it. But like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? This dude's older than me. He's like almost his 40s. And I'm like, you think I was older than you, motherfucker?
Oh, my God. Oh, real quick before I forget. So I posted on the story.
Mental health. I saw that.
Questions.
Yeah.
If anybody wanted us to talk about anything. And I did have a biter.
Okay.
So let me go back through and make sure I'm not missing anybody. Okay, so we got this guy. So my question was, I said we're going to be talking about mental health today within the military and veterans. What would you like us to talk about? And this gentleman said, I'll keep it private. But,
okay. Probably good.
He said, purpose or sometimes the lack of in finding our place after departing the military.
Yeah. I feel like we talked about that quite a bit. I mean, I found my purpose a lot in being a father.
Yeah.
That was a big one. Being the best that I could be after my whole incident of fucking drinking too much.
Yeah.
Being a father. And then I feel like a lot of purpose has been coming up the past couple of years. Beyond the military, because I'm still in the military and I have a lot of purpose there, but it's just, I want to, like I said, provide for my family. I want to provide for my homies, right? Like I want this to be so successful, not just for me, but for you. You know what I mean? Art, right? Building this community has given me so much purpose. It's been fucking great. Shout out to you guys.
Yeah.
And then I guess beyond that, like a lot of purpose has come up recently with like helping out Zach and doing Operation Kidney Snatcher. And then I know, side note, like we have our meeting tomorrow about actually getting the charity started. I've been doing like a bunch of research and putting things together for that as well. So it's just like trying to help out as many people as possible. Cause like I was trying to say earlier, is like when I think about Vandal, I was like, I don't know where I'll be at in 10 years with art. You know, I don't know what Vandal is going to look like. I don't know if people will still be fucking with me in 10 years.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to build something that's lasting to where I can help as many people as possible while still being me and still enjoying my life. And yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Vandal has been a very positive change in my life in ways I never expected. And while there is many lows that come along with it of not feeling like I'm doing enough or I'm not giving enough or I'm not making enough fucking content or whatever other bullshit I tell myself.
Yeah.
It's given me a lot of purpose and drive to better myself, not just for myself, but for other people.
Yeah.
I guess that's where I'm at with it, but that's where my purpose. I went from one community acting gay in the military to acting gay on Vandal, dude. Fucking smooches. I love you guys.
Always act gay for your homosexuals, bro.
Homosexuals, dude.
Homosexuals. We're going to get that made into a sticker.
I'm making into a shirt actually.
Yeah.
Fucking spoilers.
We're gonna get bumper stickers and all kinds of shit, man. Get ready.
Fucking honk if you're homosexual.
Honk if you're my homosexual.
Where's the H in LGBTQ plus? You know what I mean? Throw an H in that bitch.
Oh my
The
god.
gayest guys I know are fucking straight. You know what I mean?
Let me review this question again, so that way I can give you a really good answer. Purpose, or sometimes the lack of, and finding our place after departing the military. Well, brother, you probably just listened to me pour my whole fucking heart out on how I'm fucking trying to find my purpose. So I'm probably
hard,
not
dude.
the best person to fucking talk about
This
it.
transition sucks, bro.
But hey, man, you at least now you know you're not the only one, man. You're not the only one.
This hard transition from the military can last anywhere from fucking a couple days from some people I've known to the fucking rest of your life, brother. And the purpose that you find in life is what you make.
You think and that's one of the that's also another reoccurring thought in my head. It's like, bro, it's been, what year are we in?
2025. Cooter's the numbers guy. Are we right there?
So
pull that shit up.
Into this year will be 5 years since I've officially gotten out. Like a whole nother enlistment.
Getting easier.
And this is where I'm going to with the recurring thought is I'll start thinking like, bro, it's been this long. Get the fuck over it. Like, get over it.
It's hard, dude.
Like, the time has already come and gone. You done fucked up. You owned your mistakes. You should have moved the fuck on already. And it's just like, why can't I? I didn't do anything crazy. I didn't go over in country and fucking stack bodies. I didn't do nothing. And yet, here I am still feeling the way that I do. And I want to say that it's in part to the lack of belonging, like that's the sense of purpose, the sense of belonging, the community. Even like it's the as the saying goes, like, I miss the clowns, not the circus.
I was literally gonna say that too. I was like,
and
I could tell you why you miss it.
Yeah,
I can exactly tell you why.
And it's another thing. It's while you're in, and while you're currently serving, you will only remember all the shitty fucking times you've had to deal with while you've been serving. And it's not until you get the fuck out that somehow all those shitty fucking times where you're in the field during typhoon season setting up a fucking maintenance tent in 60-mile-an-hour winds in fucking Japan with fucking sideways wind and rain, and
I miss it.
You're just like, oh yeah, this fucking sucks. I'm never re-enlisting. Fucking stupid. Here you are fucking 3 years later and your second enlistment. And you're just like, so you're going to get out and then you're
rose-colored glasses.
All those fucking bad times are just going to disappear.
Oh,
you're not even going to fucking remember.
No, they become good times.
You might remember a couple bad times. Like my bad time, for instance, was the fucking main reason I got out of the military. But you're going to remember all the good times, all the funny times you got shit-faced with your friends and out in town, and all the times you were on field ops and fucking hog-tied each other in the fucking tents. Like, you're going to remember all the fucking goofy-ass shit. Playing spades. You're going to remember all the good shit. And all the bad shit is going to go away, and you're just going to sit there and think about all the good times and how nobody in civilian life fucking gets it. Nobody understands, and it'll never be the same.
Dude, honestly, yes. But also, all the bad times, also, you look back, you're like, those are kind of fucking fun.
Yeah.
Those field ops, you're like, in the moment, this fucking sucks. Like the gas chamber that we talked about for like 20 minutes last episode, you're like, that fucking sucks. And when you're like, I'd fucking do it again. You know, those road-colored glasses are fucking real.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yep. And it's like, you gotta find your new purpose, dog. No one can help you out with that besides yourself. Find what you're passionate about, find what makes you happy, and fucking pursue it, brother. And just like we're talking about, build that community.
There was this one fucking video I saw. It was this meme, and it was a clip from the new Blade Runner redo with Ryan Gosling.
I fucking love that movie.
I fucking love that movie. Fucking
I'm gonna go watch it tonight.
Great movie. I'm gonna try and watch it too. Actually, it's a great movie. It was basically like some super sad music playing, and it was like you at fucking 4:30 in the morning, hungover as shit, getting ready to do fucking PT and shit. Yeah. And I was like, hey, and I commented and I said, hey, it's either this while you're in with your homies, or this while you're at home by yourself trying to figure out what you're going to do with the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And that comment probably got 1,500 fucking likes.
It's because it's real.
And it was because 1,500 other motherfuckers were like, that's fucking legit.
Bro, you know, it's going to sound dumb, maybe. I don't know. You can tell me it sounds dumb. You know, it's a really hard part about the transition is like your cries for help get heard now.
Yeah.
Like I was at work today and someone's like, how are you doing? And I was like, you know, fucking depressed. And I was like, I try to walk away and they're like, whoa, come back here. Come back.
There's this fucking scene of Chris Pratt in Parks and Rec when they ask him, he's like, hey, how's it going? He's like, oh, you know, he's like, I'm overeating. None of my hobbies interest me anymore. And I'm no longer happy. And I'm oversleeping. You know, just
the usual. I was like, I just said, you know, just fucking depressed or whatever. I tried to walk away and they're like, wait, come back. Like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, this is how I exist. What do you mean? And they're like, are you on any medication? And I was like, no. And they're like, why not? And I was like, I'll be fine.
Jesus Christ.
I say this shit to my military friends, which I'm not suicidal. Holden, clarify for everybody.
I'm not suicidal. I've had dark thoughts. I will admit. But currently, I am not suicidal.
And you'll call me before you have any of those fucking...
I have my support system.
Good.
Don't worry. And I am currently going through means of talking to people and trying different therapeutic methods of trying to help my mental health.
Awesome. So. All that being said, I fucking love suicide jokes, dude. Especially
God.
When I was in, dude, deployed. One of my boys, he forward deployed to Afghanistan, and he got pulled for fucking overnight watch. Well, like they had to watch him overnight. I'm gonna
go to a really dark place after this. Just
cool,
so you know.
Dope. But we used to make the jokes all the time of like, hey, do you think they'll let me like the Armory will let me rent out my M9 tonight? I just need like one bullet. I'll give it right back. And then my homie in the other side of the tent would be like, make it 2 bullets. I'm like, we can make do with 1. We just gotta stand real close to each other. But then he went to Afghanistan and made one of those jokes.
Oh my God.
And they put him on watch.
Of course they did. Naturally.
Mainly because he had his M9 on him, but
of course.
Fucking not suicidal, but that's like my favorite coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Someone fucking any minor inconvenience, like I'll just go fucking kill myself then.
Yeah. For y'all wondering, yes, that was two, count them 2.
Upper deckies?
Upper deckies.
Left or right?
6 milli vanillis. Right side, dude. Right side upper deckers.
Throw it on the left and you feel like a new man.
So I have ran it around the world so many times I don't feel shit anymore.
Okay. Anyways, let's get real dark with it. What's up, dude?
Well, let's see. Let's see what we've covered here on our board. We've got a little whiteboard that helps us keep on track. What's that? So we got the number there. We'll get to that towards the end after what I'm done talking about.
It's my handwriting, so it's terrible.
Yeah.
We talked about everything.
Okay. So I figure I'm gonna talk about this, and then that'll roll us into the second point.
Hell yeah, and that's
we'll finish off on
close
that.
off. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a good point to end off on, dude.
Yeah, it's a really good point to end off on. So, all right. So, a while back, I had a very good friend of mine that I served in the Marine Corps with, and his name was Tootie.
Like actual name or is it a nickname?
That was his last name, Tootie.
That's dope.
So he was he was a person all of his own, dude. He was unlike literally anybody I'd ever met in terms of just sheer drive and just like keeping a positive attitude about everything. Like we could be going through like the worst of shit.
Yeah.
Like in the field with the fucking command, with anything, and dude would just be sitting there fucking attention, looking sharp as shit because his uniform was always fucking top notch.
Yeah.
And just with a fucking slight smile on his face. Just loved being there. Loved being a Marine.
Hell yeah.
And so helped to bring him up as soon as he got to Japan. And he was, I think I might have been a corporal by the time he got to the island. And then, because I know he stayed a little while after I'd left and came back stateside, but kind of helped to bring him up. Like me and another guy, another good buddy of mine, my best man, Loftus Cody.
I've heard you talk about Cody.
He's one of my best friends in the world. Me and him basically helped bring up this kid, and the guy was Tootie was just, he was a fucking machine, dude. Like the kid could fucking run. He could fucking he could literally do fucking anything. Like you could tell him to do something, he could literally do it. He loved to go fucking spearfishing all the fucking time. Loved to cook. We used to cook in the fucking barracks all the time. And so we come back stateside, and
him as well.
No, I came back stateside. Gotcha. And went through my whole life, my whole rest of my career, and basically really didn't catch up with Tootie too much. We kind of, shot the shit over the years and stuff like that, and kept in touch, but it wasn't until until Cody had come into town for something going on with his family, and my wife and his wife, or my wife and him, had set up like this whole little thing for us to go have lunch or brunch.
Okay.
And me and my wife, we went out to go have brunch, and they set it up to where he was just going to walk into the restaurant and sit down and start having brunch with us.
Hell yeah.
And it was so fucking cool. This is why I fucking love my wife, dude. Like, oh God, I'm getting fucking choked up talking about it.
Dude, my wife just did something like that for my birthday with one of my buddies.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild.
I fucking love her so much for that. I needed that a lot. And so I sat down, and we're in this brunch place, and Cody comes walking in, and she was recording it or whatever. And I turned around, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I lost my fucking mind, dude. And I stood up, I was like, what the fuck are you even doing here, dude? Like, what the fuck? I was like, we're in California. What the fuck is your hick ass doing in California?
He said, like, what a coincidence. That's crazy.
Yeah, he literally did. He comes over, and he puts his hand on my shoulder. He's like, you mind if we sit down and have brunch with you? I was like, what the fuck? This totally caught me off guard.
Hell yeah.
And so we're hanging out, and then I was like, dude, let's hang out some more. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, yeah, let's get fucking dinner later. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. And then we'll come to find out, I had no idea, because I was terrible with keeping up with people. But Tootie lived close by. Like,
in Cali?
Yeah.
Okay.
He lived at I think he was working on some reservist base close by or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I was already out at the time. This is like, I was working at that little fab shop over in Lakewood in California. So this is before I joined the union, like right before. And so we go down to Second Street.
Did he know Tootie was there?
Yeah, so he was the one that was originally. He started talking to him, and he's like, "Dude, come to dinner with us." And then we all three started talking. And I was like, "Oh fuck, okay, yeah, let's all three link up." But we were on 2nd Street in Belmont Shore, kind of close to Long Beach. It's like between, whatever. People will know what I'm talking about.
I know it. I actually know what you're talking about, dude. No big deal.
Yeah.
I'm fucking basically Californian.
We went to Legends Sports Bar, and we sat down. We all ate some food and drank some beers, and then Tootie kind of showed up a little late, and then kind of hung out with us a little bit, and then Cody and them and his family, they had to dip out because they had to get up early for what they were originally in town for the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. And I looked over at Tootie and I was like, well, dude, let's fucking keep hanging out, dude. Like, I told him, I was like, dude, I had no idea you live this fucking close by. I was like, you know what? I was like, we're going to fucking hang out all the time now.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, okay, cool. I was like, let's go fucking grab a couple more beers and like catch up, dude. And he's like, okay, let's do it. So we walked up the street a little bit. I guess it would have been northbound on 2nd Street to, I can't remember the name of the bar, but it was this Irish bar that you had to walk up these fucking stairs to get to. And it had like this balcony that kind of hung over the sidewalk and kind of looked over the street. And you could go up to like the balcony and had like a little table you could set your beers on and drink and just kind of like look at the chaos going down.
Sounds lovely.
Fucking 2nd Street. And so we went up there, me, him, and my wife, and we just fucking shot the shit for like 3-4 hours, and just we didn't even really drink that many beers because we were too busy talking and catching up. So we probably, in the 3 to 4 hours, we probably drank 3 or 4 beers each. Yeah. So like a beer an hour. And, we just caught up and, reminisced on the old times. And we're like talking about hanging out and all this other stuff. And catching up with, how he's gotten married and he just had a kid and all this other stuff. And he was super interested in like, getting out of the Marine Corps and like getting into welding and stuff like how I did. I'm like, dude, you should definitely do it. Like, I'm fucking loving every minute of it so far. It's great. It's so fucking cool. Like, it's so different from like what we're used to and like what we were doing. Like, it's so cool. Like, it's within the realm, but it's different. Like, yeah. And I was like, you would love it. And like, I knew he would like it because he was already practicing and stuff. And like his profile picture, even to this day on his Facebook, is literally him with a fucking welding hood on and like a fucking Larry the Cable Guy plaid shirt with cut off sleeves and just fucking welding gloves on, just fucking welding something.
Hell yeah.
So it just fucking sparse flying. It was super cool. And so I was like super hopeful. I was like, yeah, dude, you fucking use your GI Bill. You can go to fucking community college or go to like a technical school and like start learning to weld and get your certificates and shit like that. I was like, it would fucking work out, dude. Like you're so like you would be set. And then, but the key takeaway was nothing from this conversation was alarming.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. The guy that I was talking to was the guy that I had always known, like in that moment. Mm-hmm. No change, no nothing. And I saw some, and I don't know what his name is, but I know he's kind of like a veteran or active duty kind of influencer guy. I'm not even going to try and describe him because I don't want to.
Is he bald?
No, he almost looks like he may be like Indian almost. And I think he might've been in the army.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's probably a very rogue or vague and vulgar description of what he looks like, but I'm sorry, I didn't know how else to do it with my simple, smooth brain.
He's brown.
No, but he basically had a video discussing like how the public thinks it is so fucking crazy the rate that veterans are fucking killing themselves, and that within the veteran community we're just so desensitized to it because the way he described it is like when we call to check in or call our friends that we served with that we haven't like talked to in a long time. Yeah. We're so desensitized to it and so programmed for it that the very first thought that comes into our head is, okay, I need to make sure this guy's not going to kill himself. Yeah. Is like, I need to check and see like, hey bro, like I know it's been a long time since we've talked. Like, you doing okay? Like, where's your head at? Like, are you all right?
Shit, that's me, dog.
And fuck. Yeah. So it's literally, Yeah, it's literally the first thought that comes into your head when calling to check up on an old friend that you used to serve with is,
how's the mental?
I want to make sure that this guy's not killing himself.
Yeah.
And he was like, and that's crazy to the public that's a thing.
It is. I 100%. Those are some of my first thoughts.
He also talked about, he's like, and the thing is like, we can't even talk about, and I'm not agreeing with this opinion. I have my own viewpoints on it, and also it's probably contributing to why I feel the way that I feel. But like, he's like, the suicide rates amongst veterans who have deployed versus veterans who haven't deployed, the veterans who haven't deployed are killing themselves more than the ones who have deployed.
I could believe that.
So, and he's like, so, and I was like, that's fucking crazy. Like, cause I'm over here like thinking to myself, like, well, I've just put all my business out there so everybody already knows like how I feel about my time and my service, and how I feel like I didn't live up to my fullest potential because I wanted to deploy. And like, there's a lot of guys out there that'll say like, you know what, deploying isn't all that. And then there's a lot of guys that will be like, you know what, I fucking deployed, and they actually went over there and sat on their fucking ass for 6 months, but they'll fucking come back over here stateside and fucking rock the Iraq or fucking
war
Afghan
stories.
fucking veteran hats and fucking stickers on their shit. But I'm not saying anything, but like, I'm saying my point of view is because I never got to go to any crazy country like that.
Yeah.
I feel like my service was null and void. And I guess where I was going before is like, there's some guys will be like, well, it's not all that. Or like, you know what? If you were meant to deploy, you would have deployed. Crazy. You know what? If it was in your cards to go, you would have gone. And you know what? I get that. I get that point of view. But me growing up, I grew up as like a little fucking punk ass kid that loved fucking skateboarding, didn't confide to the normalcy of what it meant to be a kid in terms of like, let's go fly kites and fucking blow bubbles and all this other shit. Like, no, I wanted to go down and into the fucking creek and play war with my fucking friends. Yeah. Like, we were throwing fucking rocks and like clods of dirt at each other, acting like they were fucking grenades, like aiming for each other's heads. Like, we were shooting each other in the fucking face with BB guns. Yeah. Like, acting like we were fucking dead and getting shot and blood. Like, so literally as a fucking kid, that's all I've ever wanted to fucking, as sick as it is, wanted to do. And there's the argument like, well, if what you wanted to do was go to war or fucking, you know, go see the shit, then you should have joined up as a fucking infantryman or fucking should have known what path you wanted to take. Bro, where I was at in my fucking life, I was willing to take any fucking out that I could get.
Yeah.
And when I went to the Marine Corps recruiter, I was just happy that the fucking Marines were going to accept me at that point, because my fucking ASVAB, I think, was like a 55 or a 60 or maybe even lower. And I think the minimum at that time when I was coming in was 50. That'll blow some fucking minds nowadays, because what's the minimum? Like 10? 5?
Navy had it at 8 for
you get fucking
like
5 for just writing your name correctly, don't you?
Correct. I believe so, yeah.
Bro. So, yeah, I'd be a fucking superstar compared to today's standards.
You'd be fucking working on nukes.
But because I wanted to immediately get in and immediately escape and immediately become my own fucking person and not rely on anybody, my recruiter was like, you got 2 options or 3 options because of your score: admin, cook, open contract. And we already fucking talked about this.
Open contract, baby.
And I was like, open contract, let it be at the will of the fucking gods.
Yeah.
And I was like, whatever. And then because I scored in the highest percentile of auto mechanics or mechanical aptitude, they were like, this wasn't on your cards at the beginning, but after looking at your ASVAB scores and seeing where you scored in the highest, we're going to put you as a fucking diesel mechanic. The minimum, Cooter's got it pulled up here. The minimum ASVAB score to enlist in the Army, Air Force, and Coast Guard is 31. The minimum score to enlist in the Navy and the Marine Corps is 35 and 32 respectively.
Which is crazy because Marine Corps has the least amount of jobs to offer.
The Space Force requires a minimum and also the highest ASVAB score of 46 for most jobs. That's fucking crazy.
It is. So back to Tootie though.
Yeah. So yeah, where did I leave off on that?
You just finished your conversation with him and you thought everything was good.
Yeah,
the same guy you knew.
I don't even know how I got off on the tangent. I apologize for
You're
that.
good.
But yeah, we sat up there. We were bullshitting. And oh yeah, it was recognizing the signs. That's how we got off track. So things they teach you. This is a class that they at least gave me when I was in.
We have it yearly.
Suicide prevention awareness.
It's still there.
Yep. Because it's an issue. So, suicide prevention awareness. So basically, what they they give you, it's a class on how to recognize the signs of whether or not someone is suicidal or planning on killing themselves. So that way you can recognize it, see something, and say something. So, some of the signs, so that you can maybe recognize for individuals in your life, are isolation,
giving away items,
giving away their shit. So things that would have been near and dear to them, or maybe just a bunch of random shit they're just giving away. Question it regardless.
Questioning their life. Just saying things like, I don't think I matter.
Yep. Loss in interest in things that they used to do all the fucking time. I mean, literally, it's just as simple as asking, are you okay? And they can be like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm doing all right. And then, I mean, dude, all it takes, I'm going to give you the hidden secret right now, is if they say that to you or they respond that way, just look at them. Just keep looking at them. Just keep looking at them in their fucking eyes. Just keep staring at them in their eyes and just be like, and then if nothing gets said for a while, then just be like, you sure? And then just usually about then is when you can usually get it out of people. Not always. It's not the case for everybody. Everybody's different. But just keep giving them openings. Keep giving them opportunities to be open and open up to you. But yeah, so they teach you all these signs. So I ran through these signs, questions with Tootie, like just kind of chopping them in and throwing them into the conversation throughout the night, and no alarms raised whatsoever. The only thing that kind of raised an alarm a little bit after the fact is he brought up this guy named Sly, or Tulu, or aka Tulu, or his name was Latulamar. And they were both from Saipan, and they knew each other. And Tulu had killed himself a couple of years prior. And at one point in the night, Tootie looked at me and he said, hey, do you remember Sly? And I'm like, Sly? And of course, as you've seen on this podcast, my memory is garbage. And I'm like, Sly. I was like, no, not off. And then he said his last name and he said Latulamar. And he's like, Tulu. And I was like, oh yeah, I remember. Because I went through the schoolhouse with him, with Tulu. And I had known that Tulu had punched his own ticket. But at that exact moment in time, I had totally forgot. And I said something completely fucking stupid that I think. And I said, how's he doing? And that's when Tootie said, well, he he killed himself. And I'm like, fuck. And I literally reacted just like that. I literally just like closed my eyes and I'm just like, fuck, I knew that already. And then I literally said that. I was like, fuck, I knew that. I was like, I'm fucking sorry, dude. I was like, and I literally told him, I was like, I'm sorry that I forgot. He's like, it's okay. He's like, it's been a while now. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I was like, but I was like, I should have fucking remembered. And after that, it was just bullshitting for the rest of the night. Chatting, laughing, shooting the shit on stories and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then the night ended, and me and him were making plans to have a barbecue. Mm-hmm. And this was, I have it all written down because, like, again, like, writing stuff is better for my memory. So, like, I've written the story somewhere, either on my personal Instagram and I think on my business one too. But
I remember seeing it on
I think it was on a Sunday was when we linked up. And I was like, dude, like, let's link up like next weekend and have. And he was telling me like how he was all like interested in like, or he just started like smoking and barbecuing and all kinds of shit. And I'm like, fuck yeah, bro. Like, let me try some of your cooking because I know you fucking Islander fucks know how to cook it up, dude. So I was like, he's like, fuck yeah, bro. He's like, come over. He's like, we'll cook some shit. And so I went over, or I didn't go over. My mind's everywhere right now. I was like, yeah, so I was like, let's link up. And he's like, okay. And I went up and I paid for the beers already beforehand because I just like to be a sly gentleman like that sometimes. Mm-hmm. And he came up and he's like, let's go pay for the beer. I was like, oh, dude, don't worry about it. I already paid for it. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, don't worry about it. He's like, no. He's like, let me help you pay for it. And he was like, I was like, dude, seriously, don't fucking worry about it. And then he's like, no, let me help you pay for it. And then he hands me this. And it's a $50 bill. It was way more money than what the cost of the fucking beer was. Because we drank like shit beer. Mm-hmm. And he insisted on giving me that. So it's just $50 bill, and this is the one that he gave me, and he absolutely insisted. He was like forcing it into my fucking hand. I was literally like trying to stick it back into his fucking pocket. I was like, dude, I really don't want it. And he's like, no, you have to fucking take it. And I'm like, okay, I'll tell you what. I was like, I will take it, but I will use it towards the fucking meat that I'm gonna bring over for the barbecue that we're gonna have this weekend. Yeah. And he goes, that sounds like a fair deal to me. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then basically I fucking took it, and then we walked out, and we walked down the street, kind of bullshitted a little bit more, and then we got to the street corner where I had to go to the parking lot behind the buildings, and then he had to walk further up the street to get where he was going. And we got to the corner, and I said, dude, it was so good seeing you. And I was like, I can't wait to fucking like keep hanging out more. Yeah. And he's like, dude, me too. And I'm like, dude, and I was like, if you want to get out, like, do whatever you want to do. Just like, I was like, we'll figure it out. I was like, don't worry about it. Like, mm-hmm. It's basically just kind of like reassuring him. And he's like, all right, cool. And then gave him a big hug and patted him on the back and told him I loved him. And then I'd see him soon. And then started walking away, and I was walking away with Belinda. And I did stop, and I turned around, and I looked at him as he was walking across the street. And I just thought to myself, I was like, dude, it is so good to just have, like, a fucking good friend like this, that, like, we've gone through shit, and, like, just to have somebody like that, like, somebody like I call a brother, just close by, that, like, I can now just, like, hit up and go hang out with. And then, so this was all on, like, Sunday. And then Wednesday he killed himself.
Fuck.
So, Cody called me at like 3 in the morning, and it never fucking happens. Like, you already know, like,
it's not good.
If you're getting calls from your military homies at fucking stupid hours in the morning, it's not good. Like, you already know. And I see that he's calling me, and I immediately wake up, and it was fucking crazy how fast I snapped out of, like, immediate deep sleep into just total alertness and just wide awake. It was just, like, instantaneous. Because as soon as I heard the phone going off and vibrating, and I rolled over, and as soon as I saw whose name it was, I immediately shot the fuck up out of bed.
You just got that fucking stomach sinking stomach
feeling. It's like just a fucking pit in your stomach, and I shot up, and I answered I kind of looked at it. I was like, kind of tried to mentally prepare myself, and like literally a millisecond before I hit answer, and I hit answer, and I was like, "What's up, dude?" And he goes, "Are you sitting down?" And I go, "Yeah, I'm sitting on the bed." And he goes, I don't honestly really know how other way to say this, but Tootie committed suicide last night. And it was just immediate disbelief. Like, it wasn't it wasn't sadness, it wasn't anger, it wasn't anything. It was just immediate, like, no fucking way. No way. No. Like, we literally just saw him.
Yeah.
Like, we just saw him. And, like, we hung out, and he was totally fine. Like, and I was at a total shock. I was just, it didn't make any fucking sense whatsoever. And, I was like, "Are you, like, really?" Like, I think that's what I said. I was like, are you serious? And he goes, "Yes." And I go, "How do you know?" And he goes, "His mom called me."
Fuck.
And I mean, that's kind of like when it would just kind of like sat in, like sank in. And I was just like, fuck. And so that happened. And then Belinda was laying next to me in bed, and she obviously woke up because of how I shot the fuck up out of bed, like somebody was breaking into the house.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Is everything okay?" And I go, "Tootie killed himself." And she goes, "What the fuck?" Yeah. Like, because she was with us the whole time. Like, she saw it from a third person's point of view.
Yeah.
And like, she was just as shocked as I was, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, honestly, I don't even think I can process it right now.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel.
Yeah, like, I don't even think I can process this right now. And she's like, "Okay." And I was like, she's like, "Well, what do you want to do?" And I was like, "I think I'm going to go back to bed." And she goes, "Okay, if that's what you want to do." And I go, "Yeah." And I went back to bed. I think I slept for like another 2 hours. And then I woke up. And then I got in the car and I started driving to work. And then that's when it hit.
Fuck.
So that's when all the emotions started flooding in. It was just when I was dealing with the fucking traffic in fucking California. And I was literally like fucking screaming and crying and bashing the fuck out of the steering wheel. Like, just swearing at him, calling him a dumb motherfucker, like everything under the sun. And just pissed off, like, you, like, literally saying shit out loud, like, in the car. Like, you literally, all you had to say was, like, "I'm not okay."
Yeah.
Like, all you had to fucking say was, like, I'm not doing good. I was like, and I was screaming out loud, like, I fucking asked you. Like, I literally fucking asked you. Yeah. And again, like, now, like, being through the shit that I've gone through, like, you can get asked all you want to, and, like, now you guys know the other side of the coin. Like, yeah. You can ask all you want to, and it's just like you're still gonna have that feeling of like it's the comparison game. Like, no, I don't want to give that person my bullshit. Like, yeah. Why would I want to dump more shit onto somebody that I am close enough with to know that they're going through their own shit?
Yeah.
So
seriously, guys, check in on your homies. Yeah. Don't take the first "I'm okay" as the answer. Yeah. Don't take "I'm good" as an answer.
Even if they're saying they're okay, and if you don't believe it, if you have a gut feeling that they're not doing okay,
pry.
Go out of your fucking way to just hang out with them. Like, they're not gonna come up with the fucking plan. They're not gonna come up with ideas to go out and go do shit and to get out of their fucking house. Call those motherfuckers and say, hey, guess what? This shit's going on. I got you a fucking ticket, or where I got us a fucking reservation, or whatever the fuck it is.
I'm on my way to pick you up.
And guess what? I'm fucking 5 minutes from being outside your house. Get the fuck ready. I've already called your wife. I've already done all this shit. You got to go ahead. Get the fuck ready. Yeah. So go to that fucking extreme. Like that, because you can say you're there. You can say like, hey, call me. Like, if you need me for anything, just let me know. Just talk to me. They're still going to feel like they're going to be a burden to you regardless. The best thing you can do is just to be present in that person's life. Just be present. Like, just having the presence of, like, my friends. And
literally start a podcast with your homie to see what he's going through.
Like the presence of my wife just being there for me through thick and thin. Like, even though she doesn't know like all the time like what to do or what to say, like, but just giving me a fucking hug and just being right there next to me throughout it that's more than I could ever ask for. And I'm sure, like, I would love to hope that if, like, you're going through some shit, like, you're not going to admit it. I know you're not. Like, that's why I'm trying my best to convey, like, as a person that's going through that shit, that you can now understand where that person's head is at. So, that's kind of like the whole reason why I was getting as deep as I did, is because I'm going through some shit. I'm getting help. I've got my support system, and I've got my friends, and I've got my family, but they kind of know where my head's at now, and they know to just be present and stuff like that. So
I just want to say too, like, if you're in a spot that Holden's in, a spot that I've been in, a spot, like, if you can relate to anything we're talking to, just try to open up to somebody, anybody, right? Someone that you trust. It can even be us at this point. You know what I mean? Like, we don't mind. We encourage it. And if all else fails and you're having these thoughts and you're in these lows, like, don't be afraid to call 988, right? That's the suicide hotline. Yep. Talk to somebody. People care about you. Yep. No one wants you to do that. You know, get the help that you need. And if you need to be talked down in that moment, if you don't have friends or family that you think you can reach out to that person. Yep. They'll talk to you. They'll see what's going on.
Like, even in my situation, like, with having the OTH from my shit, I still have access to go into the VA for mental health. So, did I choose to go that route? No, I chose to go my own personal route and seek it my own way through private health insurance and shit like that. But not everybody has that. Not everybody has, you know, a job or a significant other that can provide insurance or something like that. But if you are a veteran and you're going through some shit, there is the veteran crisis line. It's like I think it's 988, right?
Yep.
And even regardless of your situation from the military, you can still go to the VA. You can still start the mental health process and at least just get it started. Like, yeah, they may try to stick the meds and shit down your throat at first. And as shitty as that is, like, it sucks. But you're going to have to, like, fight through that shit to just at least get to a point where you're going to get some help. Like, at least just tell them, like, hey, fucking meds aren't working. Or just straight up tell them from the get, like, I don't want to try meds. I just want to fucking talk to somebody. Like, they'll get you to who the fuck you need to talk to. So
100%. Holden,
yeah, man.
I love you.
I love you too, brother.
Thank you for opening up so much in this episode and pushing for us to talk about this. I know it's something we're both passionate about, but I know you really want to open up about everything you're going through to hopefully relate to somebody, and that means a lot to not just me, but everyone else out there.
It's Mental Health Awareness Month.
Is it?
So
I didn't even know that.
It is.
It's
Mental Health Awareness Month.
Beyond that, we also love you.
Yep, we love you. And hey, I'm looking for a fucking part-time job.
Fucking hit my boy up. Cooter.
Hey, I like guns and all that kind of shit, so hey, let me know. I'll go get certs. I don't give a shit. I got time.
Hell yeah, dude. Got it.
I love y'all. Thank you for listening.
See you on the next one.
Reach out to somebody. Take care of yourselves.